Ba, 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 ba. All right, everybody. Oh wait. Okay. There we go. Oh, someone sent a super chat. Grand Dark Fang. I hope I'm saying that right. 1482, $5 super chat. Me in the gym. Bleh, me in the gym benching 315 and making sure to increase my body's fascism capacity. Ninja hallelujah. Thank you for the super chats. And 315, damn. Okay. I know it's been a while. I'm sorry. Like, I'm almost there's this video I'm doing. I can't say what it is right now that I'm working on. I'm almost fucking done. And after that is done, I'll be able to do other videos much more regularly. I just need to get this one video done. And then I'll be fucking free after that. In fact, after this video that I'm working on, I'll be getting to the what do you call it? I know I keep saying this, but I'm gonna be getting to my Craft Legacy review because I'm really hyped about that. I got, like I said, everything is ready. Like I've earmarked like interview clips and all kinds of shit. Like all I need to do is sit down and finish the script. Even though I usually ad lib a lot of my scripts, I do have to finish writing it. But anyway, not an official NOC tonight, but it is a live reaction of a video I found via Diesel Patches. Diesel Patches was talking about this video of this chick. As you can see from the title of the video, the fascists want you thin. Just it never ends. The fascists want you thin. And look, the shirt. Women don't owe you shit. Oh my god. Ugh. Ugh. But anyway, yeah, I saw Diesel Patches go after this video, and I was like, you know, I could do that. It would have been a scripted video if I hadn't already been working on something else. But I could at least stream it. I know this is gonna stress me out, but let's check it out. And you will not fucking believe who her muse or who her example is for how we're under a fascistic regime and how they want us to be thin. You will not guess who the poster children for her little, for the fascist thin regime is. You're gonna go nuts. Burst, $5 super chat. Enough about my fascist past. It's time to talk about my fascist future. Thank you, Juan Wick, 4848. Remember the Long Bros? What's up? All right, let's get to it. Wait, is the volume up high enough? Yes, it is. Let's go. Extreme fitness or just fitness? And considering what we're talking about, or what you're talking about, I don't call what you're referencing fitness at all. But whatever. Yeah, you know. Look, that is homegrown fucking Hollywood celebrity starvation. And probably drugs, let's be real. Albatross 4920, $5 super chat. Her shirt says women don't owe you shit, and yet girlinism is nothing but making demands of others. True. Oh, oh, I'm muted? Huh? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, I'm not muted. My voice is coming through. The fuck? Or is the video... Hang on. Wait a minute. Okay, then we might have to start over again then. Wait, yeah. Hold on. Hold on. Because I know I'm not muted. So it must be the video. Yep. Okay, I fixed it. It's fixed. All right, let's roll.
Hi, it's Monday, November 24th, 2025. Welcome to Why America? I'm Legia Miller. I don't know about you, but my For You page has been dominated by discussions about the...
I thought it was Leah. So it really is Legia. Who the fuck named you that? I thought the J was silent at least. Oh, okay.
Rise in popularity of extreme thinness, perpetuated partially by the current press tour for the second installment of the Wicked franchise. Many people have noted the extreme change in body fat percentages of the cast members, specifically Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo, and Michelle Yeoh, all of whom appeared on red carpets recently looking especially gaunt. This has sparked a larger conversation about how extreme thinness is actually reinforced and perpetuated by fashion.
Yeah, I don't think that's extreme fitness. I think it's just basic Hollywood starvation, drugs, lack of sleep, all that shit put together. And that Ozempic shit to cap it all off. This is not fitness. The fact that you're even extreme fitness. Like, no, what you're talking about is extreme weight loss or extreme dieting. That's what you mean. Don't say fitness, because that's not what this is. Fitness means exercise, movement, going to the gym and shit. This is not fitness. They are not. Well, you know what? To be fair, they said they've been working on this Wicked shit, and I'm sure they've gone through like grueling dance numbers and all kinds of shit. I mean, I don't know how much dancing there is in Wicked, because I'm not ever gonna see those fucking movies, but.
Extreme thinness is actually reinforced and perpetuated by fascism.
See, hey, I already know what she's gonna say. I already know. You see, this is the type of shit. Chicks like this will look at pictures of Holocaust survivors. Those motherfuckers in the Holocaust and like other world tragedies. They were deliberately starved to death. Like, they celebrities, they doing it to themselves. I mean, it's still bad. It's still tragic. Hold on. I want to warn everybody that my internet has been acting fucking weird. I want to warn everybody, if you can hear me, I want to warn everybody that my internet's been acting fucking weird lately. Like, really weird. Uh-oh. Alrighty. Alright, we're back, everybody. Fucking internet. Okay, wait, what is his name? Alright, wait, I'm trying to read the name in the super chat. Damn it! But Ludi, I'm gonna guess and say it's Ludi Lou or something. Oh, yeah. Ludi Do 560, $10 super chat. Welcome back, my dove. Missed, and I am so excited. You're always the best Christmas present. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I had to open up. I had to open up the chat all the way just so I could see his name. But anyway, Anyway, I want to warn you guys once again that yeah, my internet has been acting fucking weird for the past week or so, or few days. It's been going in and out. I don't know. It's just been really laggy and weird. So some shit might happen. This keeps happening to me, and it sucks. I might have to buy one of those a new Wi-Fi thing. I don't know. I guess because maybe this one's on its way out. But anyway, the fact that this bitch, getting back to what I said, the fact that this bitch, like, because I already know what her mindset is. Oh, you know, all those thinness is linked to fascism because, you know, Hitler and the Holocaust. When Holocaust survivors, you know, when you saw them in those pictures, they were all thin and frail and shit. And she's gonna make the comparison between that and spoiled, affluent, rich women choosing to starve themselves. And as I said before, like the fact that they're choosing to starve themselves, yeah, that's tragic. It's bad. But it's not the same thing as the government selectively discriminating against you and forcing you to starve yourself. Not the same thing. So the fact that people like her like to make this connection between the two things is like, don't you know how fucked up that is? Don't you know how disrespectful that is? This shows you that you're completely out of touch. You're not the savior you think you are. Like, you sound like a privileged idiot.
And that it is no coincidence that thin is once again in now that we have a fascist regime controlling the government.
Ugh. And also, what about the fucking affluent women who chose to take Ozempic? So, like, why do you think that they are choosing the side of fascism? Could it be because like we only see like the good parts of people like Lizzo and all these like fat actors and actresses and musicians? They only show you the good parts. They don't show you the parts where they're woofing down fucking food and they're getting rejected in the club because nobody wants to fuck them because they're too fat. You don't see like all of like the times where their knees are hurting too much and they can't walk that well. You don't see any of that shit. You just see like, oh, I'm fat and proud, and you know, they do their little brandy on Instagram and then they end it. Like you don't see, you see that. You don't see any of the bad shit. Shit, damn it. No, just open up the damn it. Okay, Keith Kilgane is life, 3144, $6.99 super chat. Why do liberal women insist on the largest glass frame imaginable? Because it makes her face look smaller. That's why she did it. Just a hint there. Usually, when you see big chicks with big sunglasses, it's to make their faces look smaller. And she has a roundish face. So, yeah. Juan Wick, $5 super chat. Shout out to Diesel Patches for bringing back our Black Queen. Always happy to see my #1 YouTube channel of 2025 streaming. It's part of my fascist present. Thank you.
But is that true? Is there really a massive government conspiracy to keep women thin and hungry so that we can't fight back when the revolution comes?
No. And that's why you're asking that question, because you know the answer is no. So if someone actually tries to dissect this video, i.e. me or Diesel Patches, you can play plausible deniability like every other fucking scumbag journalist and be like, well, I was asking a question. I wasn't saying something definitively. Like, yes, you were. Yes, you were. That whole, is this really, or is, because the news, like people on the news, like mainstream media used to do this shit all the time. I'm just asking a question. I'm not trying to make you think anything. Is your salad killing you? No. That's just you talking shit.
Commentary about bodies online tends to trend towards black and white thinking, and I think that is also happening here. It also tends to ignite a firestorm of back and forth, of debate, in a way that few other subjects online tend to do. I made one offhanded single-sentence comment in a video a couple weeks ago about how I don't like diet culture because I think there are better things to be doing than starving yourself, and y'all had more to say about that single line than about the entire rest of the video, and there's a lot to unpack.
That should tell you something. Your videos ain't shit. Excuse me. That should tell you something. I remember when Quentin Reviews, he had this video about, it's like some Logan Paul movie or whatever that he was reviewing. And then he took like fucking a minute and a half, I don't know, something like that, so to fucking rant about Trump. And I'm like, bro, you are not talented enough for this to be just a blip in your video. You're not talented enough. That's the only thing people are going to take from your fucking video, is that rant. Because you sound like a fucking idiot anyway. And like, yeah, because that's the only thing people ever remembered from that video, was that. Because you're not that fucking interesting.
Back there, which we'll get into. So I wanted to get to the bottom of this discussion.
And you're wrong.
Figure out correlation versus causation, cause and effect. Are we all getting more obsessed with thinness because?
No. Like, I love how like the first sign of like, oh, we're getting thinner, we care more about being like weighing the size of a fucking elephant. Like for 5 seconds, we focus on that for like 5 seconds, and then suddenly like, so are we under a fascist regime where they're trying to make us thinner? Because get the fuck out of here. We had Ozempic for like 10 minutes, and y'all are like, oh, fascists. The fascists are after us. The Black Nothing, $2 super chat. This poor girl wouldn't last a day in the 70s. Yeah.
Because of the fascist takeover in the White House? This headline from CNN caught my eye.
If we were under a fascist regime, why were you allowed to post this video? Why didn't YouTube take it down immediately? Oh, like Trump in the White House. Oh, you want to criticize me? Video gone. If we were under a fascist regime, at least that would happen. But no, your video's up. Still up. I'm sure you're still making money on it. And you get to say what you want to say. I mean, I don't understand what the problem is. I really don't. I don't know how to understand it. But that's the thing. When you're so comfortable for so long, like even the slightest bit of pushback from your normal comfort feels like total fascism. 3 Paragon, $10 super chat. I forgot YouTube switched the names around. I fixed it, and I know the struggle has been real. Hope this makes Christmas merry for you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, hanging in there, but yeah, I'm good, regardless, you know. I could always laugh. Plus, the fam is around for Christmas this year, which is great. Oh wait, Mega John Quentin. So here's the thing. I fucking hate Trump. That was from a YouTube Red Logan Paul movie. Yeah. And now this nigga, like, now people are starting to figure out how fucking untalented he is, because now they're watching his little his iCarly and Nickelodeon show videos and realizing, yeah, he just makes summary videos and he's not that funny. Good. Good.
Arrivo shields Ariana Grande from barrier jumping fan. It is this video that has helped to spark the discussions about thinness and fascism online.
Oh yeah, that's what jumped out to people in that video. For that video, not the fact that Cynthia Erivo is dangerously fucking attached to Ariana Grande and their parasitic fucking relationship. And all that. No, it's the thinness culture, okay? I mean, yeah, we are focused on how fucking thin they are. But mostly it's about their weird-ass relationship.
Using the Ground News browser extension, I can see that in the US, CNN is considered left-leaning. To get the big picture, I can click on full coverage, which will show me coverage of the same story from publications across the political.
Oh, wait, she's She's endorsing ground news. That doesn't seem very on brand for somebody like her. But you know, them checks are those endorsement checks are regular, so those checks get like they don't bounce. So I guess she got to take it where she can get it. But yeah, that's not usually. I usually see a lot of like independents and right wingers like endorse this app. So it's like it's really fucking weird coming from her.
Political spectrum. My partner on today's video, Ground News, uses 3 independent monitoring organizations to assess the bias rating for each publication. Each news monitoring organization has their own methodology, including editorial reviews, blind bias surveys, independent reviews, and third-party research. These are legitimately independent organizations, but they are limited by the data available to them. Their analysis is done in the context of the US political system. Our Overton window has shifted so far right that CNN is considered left-leaning. That's
oh my god. Let's rewind that and hear that again. What?
Available to them. Their analysis is done in the context of the US political system. Our Overton window has shifted so far right that CNN is considered left-leaning.
No. They're not considered that. They just are. The fuck you talking about? They're just considered that. They're just perceived that way. People are just seeing them that way because we don't have a blue president. Okay. Like, oh my god. They're just perceived that way. Okay. No name GL. Yeah, I'm just gonna say no name. No name $4.99 super chat, and we know her man. And we know her man if she has one. And we know her man if she has one. Yeah, see the commas throw me off. And we know her man if she has one, isn't built like Brendan Fraser in The Whale or someone with a dad bod. Jake, Bob, and Wraith. What's even funnier is that I'm pretty sure that Logan Paul movie was called The Thinning. Dun dun dun. But yeah, okay. The chat is starting to catch up with me. Can I like refresh this fucking chat? And Holly Fauci, is she serious? Yeah, she's serious. She's fucking serious. Like she's actually saying these things.
That tells you a lot about the context within which the media you're consuming operates. And thanks to Ground News, I get even more context, including how factual each publication is and who owns it, giving me a well-rounded idea of the motivations, biases, and accuracy of the news I'm consuming.
I'm sorry, wait, go back. This is a TMZ article. Cynthia Erivo jumps in to protect Ariana Grande from wild fan and wicked blah, 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 blah. And it says corporation AT&T, okay, media conglomerate, Warner Brothers Discovery, mixed factuality, lean right. What? Huh? How does that make sense? It's not even a fucking political article. And I don't even have to click on it to know that because it's TMZ, and it's about Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. Huh? That don't even make sense.
Giving me a well-rounded idea of the motivations, biases, and accuracy of the news I'm consuming. Wouldn't it be great if everyone in America had that much information about the news they consume? Because depending on where you or your family members get the news, you're going to get very different takes on the same story. This is where Ground News comes in and why I've been using them for over a year. Today's partner, Ground News, is an app and website that offers tools to help you critically analyze.
Only so she can filter out everything right-leaning, I bet. Because I'm sure they got a filter.
Analyze the news you read, providing context to understand the full picture. I feel better equipped to make sense of what's happening in the world without being influenced by just one perspective. And I'm not the only one who looked.
I mean, when you're calling America fascist because the person in office isn't a Democrat. You're kind of already brainwashed and retarded and only, and you're already basically politically kidnapped. So, oh yeah, I love this. Like, they tell you, like, if your information is right and if it's not like biased, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here.
Loves ground news. The Nobel.
This is why I don't. This is why, yeah. This is just an endorsement for her. This is just money for her. Ain't no fucking way that she is, because you're saying that diet culture is fascist. All right, bitch. You don't go by facts. Get out of here.
Peace Center even called it an excellent way to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview. I'm always really impressed with Ground News and genuinely think they're a great resource. If you want to stay informed on US politics and more, subscribe through this QR code or my link below at ground.news/Legia for 40%.
No. Legion. Black nothing. $5 super chat. Ma'am, Cynthia and Ariana look like camp survivors. We're concerned they're not eating. What do you mean obsessed with losing weight?
Off this unlimited access Vantage plan. It comes out to $5 a month for unlimited access to all the features I've mentioned. Thanks, Ground News. First, let me take a step back to quickly define fascism, because it is a term that has been thrown around a lot lately, I think for good reason.
Especially in this video. And no, it's not for good fucking reason. And I love how it's been thrown around a lot lately for good reason. Like, do you, like, when you script your videos, do you proofread it? Because you know how your tone, the tone and the intent of what you said doesn't match. I know the word fascist has been thrown around recently as if the whole concept is fucking ridiculous. Of just throwing it around. But then you say, for good reason. that doesn't match. That doesn't match. You gotta rewrite these scripts sometimes. Juan Wick, $5 super chat. This bit, the type of leftist to think Taylor Swift is MAGA because she's getting married and wants to have a family and only hate Trump because he's Republican.
But people tend to dismiss it as just an epithet that doesn't mean anything anymore because we use it as a label for everything.
Yep.
And the reality is that fascism is hard to define. It doesn't fit into a box.
No, it isn't. First, let me define. And I love how earlier she said, let's define fascism. Also, it's very hard to define. Bitch, which is it? Can you define it or can't you? Script your fucking videos. Because some of you motherfuckers don't sound right. Or she could be doing this shit on purpose. Like, this is like a clever way to fence it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm sane. I'm not a crazy leftist, I swear. But I am, though.
Like other isms tend to do, and it is entirely dependent on the state in which it arises. Robert Paxton's book, The Anatomy of Fascism, helps to give us a kind of definition. Under Paxton's
a kind of definition.
Interpretation, fascism is a mass anti-liberal, anti-communist movement.
You see how fucking specific that is? Oh, fascist, it's anti-liberal. So if it's anti-liberal, then it means it's automatically fascistic. You see how that works? You see how it works? See how easy that is to demonize fucking people? Mackie Sky, $2 super chat. Merry Christmas, Jay Longbone. And chat, wish you the best. Merry Christmas to you as well. But yeah, let's look up the actual definition. Yeah, but see, look at the AI definition of fascism is a far right authoritarian. A far right. Oh my god, there are certain words I just forget how to fucking pronounce, and I don't understand. A far right Authoritarian. Oh my God, authoritarian. A far-right authoritarian political ideology emphasizing extreme nationalism, a strong central government led by a dictator, militarism, and the suppression of opposition, placing the nation's interest above the individuals. Okay, now here's like another definition. This is from Merriam-Webster. Fascism is defined on Merriam-Webster as a populist political philosophy, movement, or regime that exalts nation and often race above the individual, that is associated with a centralized autocratic government headed by a dictatorial leader, and that is characterized by severe economic and social representation and by forcible suppression of opposition. And there's another one, a tendency towards or actual exercise of strong autocratic dictatorial, oh my God, control. And another one says fascism is characterized by support for a dictatorial leader, centralized autocrat. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Autocracy, centralized autocracy, militarism, forcible suppression of opposition, belief in a natural social hierarchy, subordination of individual interest for the perceived interest of the nation or race, and strong regimentation of society and the economy. See, now, her definition and the AI definition are very woke. But the Merriam-Webster and this other definition I read, it was like a little bit more reasonable and a little bit more general, because basically it should be general. The fact that they are pointing out, no, fascistic, like it's geared towards only one political ideology is fucking dangerous. It's a real dangerous thing, a dangerous way to define that. When anyone could be a fucking fascist if they do everything that the two moderate definitions say. But yeah, her definition and the AI definition are very fucking woke-tarded. VC Parker 5146 49 super 49 499 super chat. If we're living in an authoritarian regime, which we're not, she would not go on vacation. She would be going to the she would be going to the ghetto. The Black Nothing $2 super chat. Fascism now. Oh shit. Fascism now. Anyone who doesn't think like me. Basically. Sizzlor, a dictatorial. Hey. I've been very dry today, and that's why I'm mispronouncing things. It's when I read too fast is when I start mispronouncing shit. I hate it. But I hate reading slowly. So I don't, I have to work on that. Big Helio, 1093, $2 super chat. Does she do a book review of Mind Cake? 3 Paragon, $5 super chat. God forbid she slimmed down. People might comment on her windshield for glasses. But yeah, very manipulative definition of fascism. That's why I say, well, it can't really be defined, because then they would have to answer for all of their fascistic points of view on how to run a country their way. And they don't want to have to do that. So.
Radical in its willingness to employ force, where nationhood and membership in a dominant class is put above all else, and where national unity and distinction from a class of deplorable others is reinforced by the state. And by anti-liberal, he didn't mean liberals like we use the term in
mm-hmm. That's not how you interpreted it, right? Because that's not how you interpreted it, right? right?
Modern United States, like liberals versus conservatives. He meant the term like liberalism to mean liberal economics, the idea of unrestricted free trade, a la neoliberalism, or what some might call globalism today. So an anti-liberal, anti-communist.
Oh, anti-communist. So what you're saying, it's a good thing? No, he's saying anti-communist. Oh, so are you making a case for it? Because what? No name, $4.99 super chat. All things normal conservatives don't do, but words, sexuality, races, flip-flop like sandals.
Pro-nationalist movement that revolves around membership to a prescribed group, and anyone outside that group is seen as a threat, as others in need of elimination in one way or another. The unique thing about fascism is that it matters where it develops, because 1930s Germany was far more susceptible to the argument in favor of putting the nation above the individual, whereas 2020's
How is that a bad thing inherently? Like, by itself, inherently, that is not a bad thing. It's about the way you implement. Now, fascism would be the way you implement it. Definitely. But yeah, putting the whole nation above the individual. Yeah. Yeah. You mean like border laws? Secure borders and shit like that? You mean that? Yeah, I think, the nation should be protected over, like, the whining of one gender special, fucktarded idiot with windshield wiper glasses, yes.
United States, fascism is wielded by appealing to the rugged individualism that is so ingrained in U.S. culture. But the pieces are all there. There's the tariffs to reinforce protectionism and...
Oh my god. How is it? I want you to explain that. I want you to explain that shit to me. How that's fascism.
Manufacturing and fight against globalization. There's the radical willingness to force protectionism that is so ingrained in U.S. culture. But the pieces are all there. There's the tariffs to reinforce protectionism and bring back manufacturing and fight against globalization.
We want to bring back manufacturing back to the U.S. Fascist. What? We want to actually give the people of this country more jobs. And, empowering them to have more money makes us fascists. Huh? Make it make sense. Fascist actually sounds like outsourcing actually sounds more fascistic than bringing jobs back to America. Like, let's just continue.
There's the radical willingness to use force exhibited on January 6th, 2020.
Force against fucking who? Against who? You mean that one chick who got shot? Is that what you mean? Against who? If you mean against people like politicians, how real do we want to get today? How real do we want to get? Because as a freedom fighting liberal such as yourself, shouldn't you be okay with, let's scare our politicians into caring about our plight just a little bit? Like, we're not gonna hurt them because, well, no one did hurt anybody, well, except for that one chick who got shot. I mean, they were like some people at the White House that day at the Capitol were arrested. Is that the force you're talking about? Other than that, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I honestly don't.
21 and perpetuated in our streets every day now by a growing Gestapo made up of untrained, militarized, masked men who kidnap people off the streets as our government cheers. And those people being taken, the immigrants, the others, seen as such a threat to the nation, to the sense of nationhood that they claim is being eroded by our open borders, are being constantly vilified and stereotyped in seemingly never-ending propaganda pumped out by the government. The pieces are all there. Robert Paxton himself, after January 6th, determined that Trump's regime can rightfully be called fascist, okay? So it's important.
Oh, one guy. Oh.
not an
they can be called okay, so but you said it was hard to define. So, but one guy can say, "Oh, we can call them that." Okay, but you said it was hard to define. But you trust in one man's word on defining what we should call the president. Okay.
an overstatement to call Trump a fascist or his regime fascist. Leading scholars of fascism use the term to describe this regime. We are not being hyperbolic when we are saying that we are living under an increasingly fascist regime, okay?
Yeah, you are. Even if you don't think you are, you are. Like I said, you have the freedom to say whatever the fuck you want. You got a fucking plaque celebrating. You say, like, I don't know how long you've been on here, but you have a plaque displaying celebration of you saying whatever the fuck you want behind you, but you live in a fascist fucking regime. Fuck out of here. Like, oh, from YouTube, congratulations on what I'm guessing would be 100,000 subscribers, maybe 500,000 subscribers. And he's, we live under a fascist regime. A fascist regime. Oh, by the way, I got my YouTube plaque, everybody! Celebrating my channel that criticizes our fascist president on a regular fucking basis. Seriously? The Germans actively campaigned against thin bodies. They actually promoted a more curvy and healthy body type, so bodies like what Ariana and Cynthia have wouldn't be promoted, along with other factors about them. And this is, oh shit, forgot to read your name. Oh no, Keith Kogan is life, 3144, 27.99 super chat, and I just read it. But yeah, pretty much. And Depresso Espresso commented underneath, since they wanted more stronger men, not stick bugs. Bite Deity, $5 super chat. This reminds me of the time I got mocked by a Swedish man for misspelling fascism and somehow concluded I supported fascism and all. I'm sorry, Bite Deity. Chrissy NG, more delusional than hyperbolic. Oh, well, yeah.
And it is true that historically, fascist regimes like Hitler's, like Mussolini's, placed a lot of emphasis on bodies, on the physical human form as a symbol of nationhood. Arno Breker was Hitler's favorite sculptor, and he helped create the mythology of the era.
Oh yeah, look at that emaciated, disgusting body. That's the picture she used, everybody. Fucking idiot.
Race in Nazi Germany. Perfectly proportioned, lean, muscular male.
Yeah, perfectly proportioned, not fucking emaciated. One of them being a black woman who looks like a damn cricket.
Male figures and slender athletic women. The agile athletic body ideal was directly tied in Nazi
yeah, athletic and agile. What does that have to do with two emaciated hoes?
Propaganda with the strength and health of the nation, which was a really enticing image in a country that was struggling to regain its strength after World War I. The first president of the Weimar Republic in Germany between World War I and the rise of Hitler, Friedrich Ebert, was photographed in a bathing suit next to Defense Minister Gustav Noske, and the two were openly mocked for years afterwards because of how unfit they both looked.
Okay, as they should.
The public metaphor for the weak and flabby state of the government of Germany after the First World War. Of course,
okay, based.
Of course, the model of perfect athletic Aryan beauty, but we've all seen Trump and his golfing whites. That doesn't really seem to matter. As Robert Paxton told the New York Times, quote, focusing on leaders, Paxton has long held, is a distraction when trying to understand fascism. What you ought to be studying.
We've all seen Trump. Okay, so he accurately depicts America's like build, then, especially you. I mean, y'all got the same jowls. Let's be real. The Black Nothing $5 super chat. We've been on the crazy train for so long that basic law enforcement looks like oppression to these weirdos. Arresting criminals must be fascism. True.
is the milieu out of which they grew, Paxton said. For fascism to take root, there needs to be an opening in the political system, which is the loss of traction by the traditional parties. He said, there needs to...
What? Read that again? For fascism to take root, excuse me, there needs to be an opening in the political system, which is the loss of traction by traditional parties. That doesn't sound like it's... This person is like... God damn it, the fuck?
Be a real breakdown. Fascist movements succeed, Paxton wrote, in environments in which liberal democracy stood accused of producing divisions and decline.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're being accused of causing division and decline. Well, you did. But that still doesn't mean we are in a fascist regime. Like, and plus you're comparing two completely different generations, countries, socio-political climates to make your fucking point. Like, these are two, they're so far away from each other. But this is like the quintessential social justice warrior. Like, I haven't said this in a while, but social justice warrior, argumentation. It's like you take one extreme from like 50 to 60 to 100 fucking years ago and compare it to some shit now, and you'd be like, these two things are the same. and they just end all the examination there. And they don't examine anything else about the two decades they're comparing. Like, no research, they just, oh look, this thing looks just like that thing, because a lot of people's fucking intelligence is just surface level making comparisons. Like, and usually in like a movie review of mine, like I'll have a segment where I'm like, oh, this movie is totally ripping off this other movie because look at this and look at this. A lot of people like think of everything along those terms. Everything, politics, everything. Like going to the grocery store and picking one apple covered in spots, and another one also like these two apples are the same because both are covered in are covered in bruises. So I'm not getting either apple. They both suck. And some people think that, like I said, some people think that way with everything. No. Fuck. That was a bad example. Fuck! Well, whatever. Get away from that comparison and go to the one before that. But yes, I will do a movie review, and I'll make comparisons between two different films that do like the one that ripped off another one, like a plot point or some kind of situation. Like, oh, see, these two movies are basically the same shit, and I'll be hyperbolic with it. And like I said before, that's how a lot of people interpret everything. No further research into anything. They'll just go, oh, well, see, people accuse liberals of being fucking stupid back then, and then fascism. Oh, and now people are accusing liberals of being fucking stupid again. So clearly we're in a fascist regime. It's fucking idiotic. Barkley KR, $4.99 super chat. Sup, baby girl? Thought I'd send you something tonight. If I heard you right, you got your 100K sub plaque. No, I was talking about the chick in the video. If so, congrats, baby girl. And no, I don't think I can get it yet because I had a fucking copy, like a strike on my channel for a while, and or a warning. I got a warning on my channel for a while, and I have to wait until it's completely, I think I had to wait like a year or something before it was completely wiped off my channel, and I could apply for a plaque or some shit. It was something stupid. Anyway.
And that was true in post-World War I Germany, and it sure as hell is true today in the United States.
No, it isn't, bitch.
where income inequality is at an all-time high and people are going bankrupt just trying to pay for housing, food, education, childcare, and medical bills. You know, the basic.
Yeah, I wonder why that is. But you're not gonna blame God forbid you blame the last administration for setting all that shit up to fail, and not just even the last one, but the one before that, the one before that one. No, the one. Oh my god, the one before the last. No, wait. Fuck it. She's not gonna blame any liberal administration that set us up for. She's not gonna blame any of those, because for people like her, if blue is in office, they're fucking. They operate on which not it has nothing to do with what they do. It has everything to do with what they represent, and if they say nice things. Because a lot of people use like the Democratic Party as some kind of sedative, as like a pacifier. They don't give a fuck what they do. They just care about what they say and how they present themselves. They present themselves as really cool and laid back. And if they say everything is fine, that means everything is fine. Because like a lot of these people don't want to have to feel bad about anything or have to think deeply about anything. They just want everything to be taken care of. Or at least they want to believe that they're being taken care of. So, yeah, like I said, I don't know if I've said this before publicly, but I'm going to say it now, fuck it, that leftism, liberalism, the Democratic Party, it's all the DNC, all that shit. It's all for children. That's a fucking political movement you grow out of. If you get to 30 and you're not like an independent or at least conservative, whatever, like how? This is how are you not looking around this motherfucker? How were you not looking around this motherfucker when Biden was in office, and even at the tail end of Obama's administration, and you didn't look around this motherfucker like, you know what? This isn't for me anymore. This is ridiculous, honestly. Because what does everybody usually say when they get older? Like, oh yeah, you know what? I got a little more conservative as I got older, as I had kids, as I made a family, as I started working a little bit hard. You know what I mean? It's for kids. It's for fucking kids and people who are very superficial, basically. This whole thing is disingenuous. The world we live in today is operating on completely different parameters that the world of the 1940s, then the world of the 1940s. Our food is tampered with, and now we have to check our intake. True. I believe this is Keith Kogan is live, $13.99. One thing I noticed about Legia, she uses the same photo of herself in every thumbnail, even though she hasn't had that look for a while. Kind of ironic given the subject of this video. The Black Nothing, $5 super chat. Blame Trump and not the 20 million new people injected into our country in the last 16 years. True. But yeah, like I said, all of that, all the blue shit is just it's all just childish bullshit. It's a pacifier. Like I said, it's for babies. Like, if you can have some liberal ideals, of course, but to be like all in and gung ho for these motherfuckers, no, I don't think so. That's baby shit. That's baby shit. The Fatal Crest, $2 super chat. Obama droning the Middle East but acting chill. But yeah, it's a political party for people who just want to be told that everything's okay. They don't give a fuck. Like I said, motherfuckers were like kept in their houses, couldn't see family members, but like people still rate Biden. These motherfuckers will still rate Biden as a great president because they're fucking idiots. It's like, he told us everything was good, so it's good. It's not like he rounded us up and killed us. Like, relax.
To keep themselves alive. The MAGA movement has capitalized on this desperation and directed it into hatred for their chosen other, immigrants, and much
their chosen other. Okay.
Like the current milieu in
and let's be real here. We're not just looking at our situation. We're looking at the situation in the UK. And just now, what happened in Australia, like this world events. Like, they don't age these lefty videos well, like, at all. That shit that just happened in Australia, like, oh, you care about your safety? There's nothing wrong with your fucking safety. Get over it.
The United States is ripe for fascism. It's also ripe for the re-emergence of the heroin chic aesthetic. But the thesis that I would like to...
Because, do you remember the political regime we were under when heroin chic was popular before, in the 90s? Bill Clinton was president. So explain that shit to me. Explain that. Which he was 100% against. But at the same time, it's like, explain how it happened under his watch. At all.
To present to you today is that while I think it serves the fascist agenda, I think that this is merely a happy coincidence for the fascists and not the result of some vast fascist conspiracy. Because it turns out we've been...
Oh, it's just coincident. It happened coincidentally. See, this is the segment where this is the part of the argument where she's like, I'm totally normal, guys. I didn't mean it literally, but I did.
Policing and wait for a long, long time. And that policing serves not to uphold fascism, but instead to uphold the various ideologies that happen to serve fascism.
God, I can't stand these motherfuckers. I can't stand these motherfuckers. I'm not saying it upholds fascism. It holds up the stuff that just so happens to be fascism. This is shit. This makes you want to slap a motherfucker.
Like eugenics, the patriarchy, and neoliberalism. And
eugenics. Okay. Do people even know what the fuck? Do people even know what the fuck eugenics means anymore? Honestly.
Some of you.
I bet you she'll mention Sydney Sweeney at some point in this video. I bet.
May think it's really not all that deep. In fact, I went.
It isn't.
Unwillingly into the bowels of Reddit to understand some of this health-based...
You went to Reddit? Why? Why are you going to Reddit for anything? Anything other than plot leaks, porn, and shit, what else? Like, what, copy pastas? Fuck.
Body policing ideology. And I found myself in a subreddit called Fat Logic, which, as far as I can tell, is a community of 35,000 weekly visitors who see themselves as healthy or aspiring to be healthy and promoting health, and feel that they are diametrically opposed to what they call FAs, or fat activists, who are engaged in, quote, lengthy diatribes about how everything is society's fault. According to the page's About section, quote, falling victim to fat logic means accepting misinformation that will harm efforts to keep your body at a healthy weight or lose weight if you need to do so. There is so much to unpack about this, but I noted some common objections that these health warriors had to so-called fat activists, equating thinness with fascism, because I have seen these same ideas swirling all over the place online, including in my own comment section. Those objections...
The Black Nothing, $2 super chat. Every day I hear them speak, I miss the 90s more. True.
Include that it's not that deep. Not everything has to be political. Though I feel like if you're watching my content, you probably already understand that nothing happens in a vacuum and everything is political if you just take a second to rub two brain cells together and think about it. That's not to say that everything is a conspiracy, but everything exists within society, and the way that we think and feel about ourselves and our bodies is absolutely influenced by the society we exist in. To pretend otherwise is willfully ignorant, okay? And then a lot of the other arguments that they had against the idea that thinness serves fascism, I think stems from this idea, which again I've seen all over the internet, that there is a very strict binary here. Anyone who isn't preaching the gospel of maintaining a healthy weight is instead advocating for everyone to be so immobilized by their obesity that they can hardly get off the couch, which is also, I think, a willfully ignorant interpretation of the body positivity movement.
No, that's exactly what it is. I'm not saying you should be fat, even though y'all were wanting to push these like overweight models. Because I said this before in another video. I think it was about that Tess Hollandaise bitch. I said if you weren't trying to put, and I said if you weren't trying to push this, if you're not trying to push this shit on people and encourage this fucking lifestyle, then why are you trying to do a complete 180 of the beauty standards of the United States and flip it to where fat people are beautiful instead of thin people, and bring in these fat models, put them in every fucking ad you could possibly fit their big asses in. Like, why would you try to do that if it's not about trying to encourage the shit? You're trying to encourage the shit. And I cut to a video of Tess Hollandaise eating an entire cake. We don't want you to be fat to the point of being immobilized, but like, oh, we're gonna fucking endorse a model who will fucking post a video of herself eating an entire cake. Happily, by the way, on her birthday. Anyway, 3 Paragon, $5 super chatted. Violent, rapacious illegals are destroying Europe, except Poland. They keep refugees out. Good for them. EU's policies rooted in suicidal empathy are to blame. True, 100 fucking %. Wolfsbane, $2 super chat. Eugenics, lady, Planned Parenthood is your sign. True. Keith Cogan is life. 31. Hey, I'm just gonna opt out of saying the numbers. With $13.99 super chat. You are right, Jay. As I get closer to 30, I've gotten more conservative in my views in some regards. While I do have some liberal views, I would definitely say I'm more right overall. Oh, and Espresso says, I'm not even 30 yet. I get some conservative views, even though I'm a gay man.
Is there problematic behavior within the online body positivity movement as well? You bet your ass there is. But from my experience, consuming that content for literally a decade at this point, whether I wanted to or not, the general idea that is most often
bitch, you wanted to. Stop.
touted by people in the body positive community is that a person can be healthy while not fitting the stereotypical ideals of what a healthy body should look like. That the
You mean they could still be healthy and fat? No, they can't. Stop it.
BMI scale doesn't actually dictate a person's lived experience in their own body, because some people can feel fine and have perfectly healthy test results.
Yeah, because and not even mentioning the fucking fat positivity motherfuckers who have died young because of their fucking weight. Let's not even look at that shit. And not to mention, yeah, just because, see, that's what makes y'all fucking stupid, right? Because y'all look at these motherfuckers online when they feel like making videos. Let's keep it 100. These motherfuckers make videos when they feel like it because they're fat. They get bad knees and shit. Like, putting on that much weight is not good for you. Period. You're not fucking fully, like, you think, oh, I got strong bones, that means I can handle the weight more than anybody. No, you fat, nigga. You fat. It doesn't fucking matter. And plus, a lot of these motherfuckers who talk this shit, I'm healthy at any age. No, you're saying that because you're under the age of 30 and you're not feeling your age yet. That's the only fucking reason that you were talking all this shit, is because you were not 30 yet. Because when I was fatter and younger, of course I didn't feel that bad as a fat person. Of course, because I was young and vibrant and I was still dexterous. My skin was still dexterous and I was still bouncy. Therefore, my fat was still bouncy. I was very cherubic and shit. Yeah, just look back at my fucking older videos. But when now being over 30, you fucking feel that weight. You feel it on your knees and shit. Like when you're, if you do work at your desk for hours at a time, like I do, editing and shit, you can't be on your elbows for too long. Sometimes you gotta get up, do some stretches and shit. More than your average fucking person. Because that shit is, like, it's not good for you. It's not. A lot of these fact activists started talking that shit when they were in their 20s. Because I still feel good. Not to mention, I do also probably take drugs as well. Medicating my fatness with drugs. I wouldn't be surprised if some of those motherfuckers were coke addicts. No name, $9.99 super chat. These people seriously need to stop saying being healthy, moving around, and skincare is evil. And thin people that speak for these movements aren't going to be getting fat anytime soon. OM's officials, like this is $5 super chat. I can see this lady turning red while watching My 600-Pound Life and saying, "You poor victims of fat phobia." Yeah, that's another thing. This, like, America has like an obesity problem anyway, and on top, and how you can tell that's a fact is the fact that we have the 600-Pound Life show. There are no fucking sister shows in any other fucking country. It's only in the US. And there are multiple fucking seasons of people over, like, bedbound, couchbound, whatever, over 600 fucking pounds. And it's like multiple seasons of that show. Multiple. Wait, hold on. Let's look up the actual, the number of seasons of My 600-Pound Life. Let's see how many seasons of that there are. Holy, it's been on for 13 seasons. Since 2012. 13 motherfucking seasons of people over 600 pounds. And how many episodes are there usually? I mean, it doesn't look like there's that many episodes. But still, that's too many. That's too much. That is too fucking much. But yeah, we have 12 seasons over 13 fucking years worth of 600-pound bedbound motherfuckers on My 600-Pound Life. And we have, like I said, we have no sister show in any other country. Usually, like, when we have, like, America's Next Top Model, we'll have, like, Britain's Next Top Model, Portugal's Next Top Model. We don't have any other fucking, no other fucking country has a My 600-Pound Life sister show. It's only us. That should tell you that we have a fucking problem. And that's only like 600-pound people. Then you got, like, there's still like 300-pound people we got to worry about, 400 pounds, 300 pounds. Like, think about it. It's a problem. If we have that many goddamn people with this issue. That's too many fucking people.
And exist and function normally and still be considered obese on the BMI scale.
Oh, and you cannot say that the fat positivity movement and other and a lot of these motherfuckers will be on EBT and all kinds of shit. And they'll have, like, disability, even though, like, it's not even, what they have isn't even a fucking disability in the first place because they chose to look like that. But yeah, like, a lot of these motherfuckers, like, you cannot say that your side does not embolden shit like that in any way, shape, or form. Come on.
That thin people who do fit the body ideal could be incredibly ill. That judging a person's worth based on the size of their body is...
Yeah, they could be, but you know why you wouldn't know by looking at them? Because I mean, like, yeah, there are some thin people who genuinely look sick, like Eugenia Cooney, and like Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande and them. But that's how bad you have to look in order for people to think you are sick as a thin person. You got to look that bad. But God forbid you point out that some fucking heifer over 450 fucking pounds at 5'1", 5'1", might have a weight problem. God forbid you criticize that person for looking deformed. Then you're the one with the problem. Fat people never have a problem, but these stick figure chicks, they're always a problem. Like, even usually the thin chick don't even have to look that bad for people to think that she's anorexic. That's the fucked up thing. 3 Paragon, $5 super chat. Being slim is starved. Ghetto inhabitants coded. White people won't let me use the 3-letter word. No, I'm sorry, YouTube. This is what I fucking hate about slang. Like, okay, so you like 3 Paragon meant YouTube. But YT is also slang for whites, like white people. Oh god. Make sure you capitalize it so I know that you're talking about YouTube. You're not saying something else. That's why, like you said, that's why I hate today's slang. It's so fucking dumb.
Problematic, and that there is discrimination that happens against fat people because our society has placed certain...
No, there is no, like, fuck it. There is zero discrimination against fat people. I'm sorry. It's got to be... It would have to be to the point where, like, we don't want fat people in here in general because we just don't like you motherfuckers. It would have to be like that. But somebody saying, oh, well, you got to pay for another seat because you big as hell, and then you got to pay for 2 seats because you big as hell, and we don't want you scrunched up against somebody else on a plane. Not discrimination. Sorry.
Levels of worthiness onto people. That calories in versus calories out doesn't capture the whole picture of a person's weight and health. That things like...
Oh, yeah, let me guess. What's it called? The thyroid thing. The thyroid problem. Thyroids, right?
Poverty, childhood trauma, and mental health disorders and autoimmune disorders that are, especially in women, criminally understudied and misunderstood, play a huge role in someone's weight and someone's ability to lose weight or gain weight.
Okay, oh wait, mental problems lead to someone being fat. Okay, so there is a problem with fatness then. You fucked your own argument right there. Okay, but you can't say the health we're unhealthy because you can't tell everything that healthy. But there could be other factors, like the fact that we're mentally unhealthy, which no one disputes that shit. Nobody disputes that at all. But you still need to. But you're still like what you externalize your mental health by getting fat. So, like, what are you saying here? Oh, well, there could be other poverty. Poverty makes you fat. Get the fuck out of here. Poverty should make you thin. Poverty should make you be thin. But in America, for some reason, somehow it just doesn't. Poverty, for some reason, makes some niggas fatter. Everybody who's been complaining about the EBT shit has been like nothing, like been fucking buffaloes.
Or maintain a healthy weight. At its best, the body positivity movement helps to complicate the conversations we have around weight and health because it's not black and white, and we actually know very little relatively about nutrition and how the body works, despite all the advances in modern medicine that do exist. But
despite all the advances in modern medicine, we don't know anything about health and losing weight. So how come so many millions of people can stay fucking thin forever? But your big ass can't. Like, oh, we don't know anything. Oh, somebody seems to know more than you. Because there's plenty of people who can not weigh the amount of a fucking Buick easily. They must know something you don't.
But for the people in the Fat Logic subreddit and in comment sections across the internet, having those conversations just glorifies being unhealthy and is nothing more than a misunderstanding of the clearly established basics of biology and physics. Okay, but instead of fully engaging in those arguments, I do actually want to take a step back, because this is a symptom of a larger issue that we should have a conversation about when we're talking about bodies and how they are policed in order to serve the ends of the government. Because what all of these conversations revolve around, whether within the fat logic subreddit or the body positivity movement or elsewhere, is this ideal of being quote unquote healthy. Not only that there is one singular ideal of what healthy looks like, but that it is assumed that all self-respecting people should strive for that singular ideal of health. And
because whether you like to fucking believe it or not weighing 300 pounds is a good thing. It's a good thing. Sorry. And it, like I said, you weighing like I said, if you have ever been on my 600 pound life, yeah, you are unhealthy, like that, and that is indicative of your poor mental health. Which, like, if you have poor mental health, yeah, it's probably going to show itself on you physically eventually. Like, what is all this fucking pushback? Like, she thinks that every fat person is like, oh, I just came out the uterus fat as fuck. I'm sorry. I was born this way. Like, motherfuckers truly think that they're like, it's no different from being black. I was born this way. I can't control it. Like, they'll have two thin fucking parents and be fat as hell and be like, clearly I was born this way. Clearly some kind of genes in my family that made me like this. Watch storms roll, $5 super chat. I thought they hated stereotypes, yet they embody them entirely, and I don't think there's a diet for that. Big Helio, 1093, $5 super chat. Imagine some guy in a rocking chair holding a shotgun outside of Wendy's, tell all the extra round ladies to, and I quote here, to go back where you came. Oh. Okay.
And whether or not someone strives for health determines their worth on some level. This pervasive obsession with health, or even trying to convince people that health can exist at every size, kind of turns us into the proverbial fish that is so surrounded by water they don't even realize they're swimming in it. In trying to convince people that fat people can still be healthy, we're taking for granted what health is, and that it should be the ultimate end goal for everyone, and that someone's failure to at least attempt to be healthy is a deep moral failing. Once we step back and identify that assumption, now we can start having conversations around the politics of bodies. Instead of infighting in the comment section over whether or not Ariana Grande is healthy, let's discuss why we have placed so much moral emphasis on health to begin with. Because that...
nobody's putting moral emphasis on fucking health, you jackass. You just feel called out when someone says, put a fucking Twinkie down. Cause let's keep in mind that a lot of the fat people who subscribe to that fat acceptance bullshit are nothing but walking fucking victims. Anyway, they're addicts. And addicts are fucking cowardly. They're always they got a victim complex. They always think someone's fucking attacking them when they say, don't smoke crack. Don't smoke crack. Oh, get the fuck out of here with your Baptist sermons and shit. And ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. Like, yeah, it's just... Like, just shut the fuck up. They're fucking addicts, full stop. And nothing, yeah, full stop. And like, they're no different from someone who smokes a pipe. Like, they're no different. Like, those motherfuckers those motherfuckers on my 600 pound life, they talk about them ingesting food like they're smoking crack. Like, I gotta have it, like, oh yeah, I'll be done with like 4 plates. I'll be done with like four plates IHOP pancakes, and then I'll be back on the phone an hour later for lunch. It's like they constantly need that hit. Like, there are, and you see how they act, and when you see how they act with the doctor who tries to help them, Dr. Now, I think his name is. Like, oh, they act just like addicts. They act just like fucking addicts.
is its own social construct that has been orchestrated and promoted by individuals and governments for centuries. I'm, of course, not the first person to ever make this point. There's a great book called Fearing the Black Body, the racial...
Oh, this fucking book again! I've actually seen this book before. I can't remember like if you're a hardcore fan of mine, you probably know which one of my videos this book was referenced. But it's a fucking book about I think it was a video where it was the same topic, like, fatness, policing fatness is racist because of course all black women are just like big booty mammies. It's so fucking racist. It's like, basically say fat phobia is racist, is inherently racist because black women just look like fucking stereotypical nigger drawings, basically. It was so fucking racist.
Origins of Fat Phobia by Dr. Sabrina Strings. So if I haven't convinced you that it is, in fact, that deep, please consider giving that book a read.
No, bitch!
It's really revelatory, because when we start examining how notions of health and what is the correct body to have shifted and changed throughout history, that's when we start to see how these notions perhaps are not orchestrated by fascism, but are certainly convenient for fascism to thrive. If we go back to the Renaissance, which was the 1300s through the 1600s,
and of course they would fucking they don't even consider the fact that those might have been because like how many fucking fat people would have been in Africa back then? Not that fucking many. Since most of them were fucking hunting for food and shit, and were probably the most active because of the environment they had to live in. So how many fucking Africans were walking around like sloppy and like sloppy, wearing fucking yoga pants that they do not practice fucking yoga in, with like bad BBLs? Not that fucking many. So the fact that look, see, this is what they thought. Yeah, of course, it's an over-exaggerated racist drawing. I'm assuming that's what it is. But they think, see, fat phobia is racist because, as we all know, black women were just like, they were always just like oozing out of yoga stretch pants and shit with bad BBLs, looking like stereotypical nigger drawings. Of course, we always look like that. They're so fucking racist and out of touch, and she just doesn't get it. She's like, let me reference this book. Gotcha, fascists. I'm totally well learned.
Aesthetic of the Rubenesque woman was the European beauty standard. These women were stately, to say the least, often somewhat muscular thanks to the influence of Greek art on the Renaissance, but also
No, they weren't. That's not muscular. They just didn't know how to fucking draw people. Like, have you seen some Renaissance drawings are like just so off base with us, with how like people look or like women look? They just didn't draw people like that well all the time. Let's just say that. Like, there was one picture of like this, it was supposed to be a cat, and it looked like a hairy box. It was weird. It was weird.
Full-figured, some might say, God forbid, fat. Fatness equated to wealth, but also fertility, especially where you have a societal system dominated by feudal lords and the peasants who serve them. Then came the transatlantic slave trade, the growth of the sugarcane trade that allowed for imports of larger and larger amounts of sugar into Europe, making it a lot more affordable and accessible to the everyday commoner. It was the increase in sugar consumption that helped precipitate a growing awareness of fatness and body mass, because, oh no, now the poors are getting fat. But it was the othering of enslaved Africans that helped precipitate the fear and dread of having a higher body fat percentage. The European fascination with the
because all Africans were fucking fat. They totally fucking were. In an environment where they had to do hunting and be active all the fucking time, they were all fat. Even though they weren't eating sugar like we were. Well, no, we were. Sorry. Even though they weren't eating sugar like Americans were and like Europeans were, they were still fatter than we were. Like Africans were still fatter than Americans were. Does that make sense to you? That's what I'm saying. It's like it's all this like the racism of low expectations. Of course we were sloppy, fat, ugly, black ass. Of course we were. Compared to the Rubenesque white women that she was fawning over a few seconds ago. Because we need to be victims in order for her narrative to work. Keith Cogan, his life, 3144, $6.99 super chat. If it was from one of your fat phobia streams with the blue haired chick from TikTok, I think it was from one of your fat phobia streams with the blue haired chick from TikTok. Yeah, but not quite. I think it was from a video I did. But thank you. Like like I said, it may have been referenced. Like, it may have been like the second time it was because a lot of these fucking hoes love using that book. Holy Fauci, oh my god, Holly Fauci. There is a difference between natural sugar and refined sugar. Yeah, refined sugar. See, yeah, because that's why my mother buys she buys cane sugar. She doesn't buy that like white sugar anymore. For that fucking reason, because white sugar is less healthy than the cane sugar that we buy. But yeah, there's no way the sugar used back then is the same type of sugar that's making us fat now. There's no way. But like my point goes back to like people in Africa were like so like they had to be active. They were active. They hunted their own fucking food. They did not have the same nutritional standards that people had in like European countries. So I'm like, bitch, what the fuck you talking about? What you talking about? Huh?
Wild, uncivilized black.
And let's be real. Africa is still actually known. One of the things Africa is still known for is like famine and starvation and shit like that. The AIDS epidemic, shit like that. Like they're still known for that. There's still not that many fat people out there. Now there's some thick African women. I've seen some African chicks that are like asses are stacked up pretty heavily, but once again, it's not sloppy looking. It's not sloppy looking like a lot of these BBL chicks out here, and a lot of these like the fat black chicks we have here. They're like it's athletic. It's an athletic ass, not a fat ass. But for the most part, and plus they don't look fat. And for the most part, like a lot of African people are not fucking fat. So yeah, she's just basing this off a fucking stereotype. She's basing this off of like African American stereotypes. She doesn't realize it because she's a fucking moron.
Body is best exemplified in the story of the South African woman named Sarah Baartman, who was put on display as a kind of freak show in the early 1800s. People from all across Europe would...
Yeah, because that couldn't be in an exaggerated painting or anything. They could have been exaggerating her features. And once again, you know, like they could... Wasn't nobody that fucking fat in Africa back then, you know damn well.
Would come to gawk at her because she was allegedly double-cheeked up, and the Europeans saw it as a sort of living natural history museum. Not a human, but simply a freakish example of the exoticism of the...
T. Jason, 4035, remember the Long Bros? I think the blue-haired chick cited that book. Yeah, I'm starting to think I'm gonna go back and find that shit.
African continent. She died at the age of 26 in 1815, and afterwards her remains, including her...
cynical person. I was very skinny before I turned 14, but then puberty happened. Yeah, that'll happen to us melanated sisters.
Brain, genitalia, skeleton, and a body cast were put on display in various museums. Her skeleton and body cast were displayed facing away from the viewer to emphasize continued interest in her exotic proportions, and remained on display until the mid-1970s. Her remains were eventually repatriated to her homeland in South Africa and officially buried in August 2002. Like, history is not that distant from us, you know? The point is that it was around this time, the late 1700s, early 1800s, and beyond, when the transatlantic slave trade was at its peak, when Europeans were being indoctrinated with the savagery of the Africans, that body policing away from full-figured women and towards a thin ideal began to first take shape. Victorians were real weird about labeling and categorizing everything, and a lot of pseudoscience sprung up to attempt to...
You know why they might have been obsessed with categorizing everything? Because we were probably developing. You know, people develop... Like, do you think the fucking... you think Africans, and even especially the Egyptians, didn't categorize things? I mean, like, didn't... I'm so fucking fuzzy on Egyptian lore, but I could have swore they invented quite a bit of things themselves, and you would have to categorize and label things when you discover things and create things. Like, what the fuck is that? Criticism. Juan Wick, 4848, $5 super chat. Ain't nobody more racist than a white liberal trying to claim they're not racist. We live in a society, chat. I only like sugar and coffee, honestly. I feel you.
The differences between Europeans and Africans to try to create categories of people based on physical differences that...
Yeah, because when you're studying anatomy and like you're developing medical science, that's kind of what you have to do. Fuck. Why is this such a foreign concept to you?
In turn represented something inherent in the person with that physical difference. In time, the accumulation of...
it's inherent, like, Malamars. Something is inherently different inside that person, yes. Lots of fat. Lots of fat.
Body fat was equated with the out-of-control and barbaric black race, and it was the duty of the European woman to get as far away from that body type as possible. To be thin, to control one's intake, was a sign of refinement, of racial superiority, of godly self-control that no African could ever possess. Body policing coincided with the invention of...
Is that why a lot of these white families were being served, like in the South, were being served like very fattening food by these by their black slaves? Because they were so, I have to be thin. I care about diet culture in the 1800s for some reason. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I think you're... But like I said, these leftists love using like black struggle and other shit to prop up their little pet projects and their little pet grievances with life. It's so fucking annoying.
Of races as a means of justifying continued enslavement of human beings. It's fine because they are different and worth less than us Europeans, and attempting to reinforce the supremacy of Europe and of the white race over others. This is, of course, also when
Chrissy, NG, all these gymnastics just because they don't want to be shamed for being big, right?
Eugenics was invented to give an official air to the racism through the creation of pseudoscience that sounded legitimate but was based on nothing. That's also when the early body mass index, or BMI scale, was invented. Remember how those Victorians loved categorizing and making shit up? Yeah, this was one of those instances. In fact, the
BMI, everything is made the fuck. I hope you know. How about these motherfuckers? Well, that's not real. You just made it up. A lot of things were made the fuck up. I guess cancer doesn't exist because that was something that someone just labeled and made the fuck up. You can't use that logic with everything. Oh, gosh. Another thing people just made the fuck up. Yeah, people made a lot of things up. Like your YouTube plaque, your dumbass fucking shirts, your microphone. A lot of people made shit up for the betterment of society. Because, this is something we can use. It's something that will benefit us. Maybe BMI can help us with, I don't know, helping people not be fat, or being able to tell, or like when we create things like, scales, because scales are important. The Fatal Crest $5 super chat. Jay, this woman is bouncing all through time and history to say being fat is healthy. All Fluff 3844. You're black. You're supposed to agree with me.
The BMI scale was heavily relied upon by Francis Galton, one of the primary developers of eugenics. It was originally created by a man named Adolf Quetelet, who was on a mission to determine the social ideal of the average man. His index was never meant to be used as a medical test, but instead was simply a measure of the ideal average normal distribution of weights of men in 1835, and not even men generally. His data was taken from Scottish Highland soldiers and French soldiers, all male. It was, as is still the case for most medical studies, a metric designed for European men. The term BMI was coined by Ansel Keys in 1972 in a paper in which Keys also noted that the BMI was not fully satisfactory, but was, quote, as good as any other relative weight index as an indicator of relative obesity. Not of health, of relative obesity. He also noted that the
Not of health, of relative obesity. Bitch, do you must really think people are fucking stupid. If you're obese, you ain't healthy. So yeah, it is a measurement of health concerning obesity. Whether or not, or like weight, or whether or not you are obese. Which would have, that's a branch of health. Idiots.
BMI scale was a useful tool for population studies, but not appropriate to be used for individual evaluations. So for studying population trends and data, BMI numbers may prove useful, but for evaluating...
if you want to test a group of fat people, BMI is good for if you want to weigh a group of fat people, but not one fat person. Oh, the fail Chris. Adolf, that's a bad man's name, right? I noticed how she put a lot of emphasis on that.
Of an individual, it is not a particularly useful tool. But because it's so simple and has been repeatedly published since it was originally created, it's been adopted as a tool to judge individuals based on their weight as compared to the average Scottish or French soldier in 1835. Okay, but that's kind of an aside. The point is that the popular notion that thin is preferable has origins in the transatlantic slave trade, fear of being associated with blackness, and religious...
Since you're a big bitch, does that mean you're closer to being black than like a thin black person? What kind of fucking bullshit is that? Dr. Dipshit's house of memes. Remember the Long Bros? What's up? What's up? Hi Jay. Falcon the Winter Soldier. When? Kiss kiss. I swear I'm gonna have it. I swear.
Ideals of piety and self-control also as a means.
Yes, you have more self-control if you're not fat. Sorry. If you eat just enough to not be fat, if you have a healthy caloric intake, you have better self-control than a fat person.
Differentiating and distancing.
Like, these motherfuckers truly believe I just ate like a normal dinner just like anybody else and I just ballooned up fat out of nowhere. Like I said, this is addict fucking behavior. Saying just any goddamn thing to justify what they said. Like, I remember that there was one episode of my 600-pound life where he was like, you're trying to blame the food, but it's not the food, it's water weight. Like, nigga, are you crazy? Oh, just would blame anything else but their fucking hand shoveling food in their mouth.
Oneself from blackness and poverty. In a piece for Afropunk, Leslie Vargas writes, over time, thinness has transcended race, becoming a symbol of wealth and privilege across communities. For Black women, thinness now operates as a form of social capital, a means to navigate a world that polices Black bodies with even greater scrutiny. In spaces where thinness is equated with success, health, and desirability, Black women are pressured to conform to these standards, further erasing the rich diversity of body types within Black communities. And thinness definitely plays...
We can't be big old black boo fannies because of white folks. We can't be mammy statues because the fucking white folks won't let us be happy. Okay, if that was true, why didn't they, like, well, it's not really, but like there was some fat people during slavery. There were. They were usually working in the house and were comfortable. Usually, well, comfortable as you can be, compared to the people who worked out in the fields and all that shit. It's like if they were so uncomfortable with fat people, wouldn't they just make their comfortable house slaves run a fucking mile so they wouldn't have to look at their big asses? You'd think they would, but you know. Divine Spiritual 1989 $10 super chat. Hey Jay, just wanted to say I hope you're doing okay and that you will have a good rest of the year. Thank you. Same to you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. 2, just in case this is your last NOC for 2025. Keep on rocking. And Happy New Year and Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you. Dr. Dipshit's House of Memes, $2 super chat. How long till green food is fascist? You know, they probably already said that a long time ago.
Is a rule, but I would argue that it's actually health that has become the status symbol, the commodity of the rich. Women can be trailer trash and also skinny, for example, but it is health that is put on this pedestal because it is so unattainable for the average person.
It's so unattainable. It's I can't eat vegetables. I can't eat apples. I can't run because I'm poor. In fact, actually, it should actually be easier for you to be healthy if you're poor. Honestly. Because because you don't have a car, fucking walk to work, jog to work, run to work. That's a workout right there. Working in a warehouse, that means you lifting shit, walking everywhere. Like, you should be more healthy as a poor person. Or as a regular person. It's actually the rich people, being fat, that actually makes more sense. Like, the richer you are, the fatter you are, because you're more encouraged to be sloth and lethargic and ignorant. Well, they're still encouraged to be ignorant. But yeah, they're still encouraged. Like, you would be more inclined to be sloth and ignorant, less likely to walk anywhere, do your own housework and shit. Like, there's a lot less movement if you're rich. You can choose to hire anybody for anything. But no, you're poor, and poorness makes you fat, even though I'm sure this bitch would admit that you have, especially during the whole EBT crisis, that people starve when they're poor, starving. And okay, so why aren't they starving into being thin then? Wouldn't Trump deliberately make people thin by taking certain foods off the shelf? Well, technically he is going to start to do that. He's already him and RFK are making little, but these are good changes though. It's not like he's oh, you can't eat this ever. And he's taking EBT off the table completely. But you'd think he would do drastic shit to make sure people weren't fat. But Mouseketeer 627 $2 super chat. Hey Jay, doing well? Doing pretty good. Okay, I think Bumcrack Jones $2 super chat. How dare those harlots not be obese? All right.
Who has high cortisol from the stress of working and trying to pay for rent and healthcare and everything else that's
fuck out of here with that high as soon as these lefties and these other idiots learn a new word, they never let it go. I've been hearing that shit. High cortisol. Fucking spell it, bitch. You probably can't even spell this shit.
But necessary for living. Someone who doesn't have time to go to the gym or meal prep or have the...
Yeah, but you do have time to fucking work. I know there's like, and plus there's plenty of jobs, like warehouse jobs and shit like that. Well, they'll pay you 20, like $15 to $30 an hour. I'm starting to think though that a lot of these motherfuckers don't want to do those jobs, and they rather just sit back and complain about high cortisol.
Energy to eat 3 balanced, high-protein, high-fiber meals every day. The moneyed class with leisure is the only class capable of truly attaining health.
Blue River, people get fat with EBT. Yeah, I pointed that out earlier.
Health at the level that society has deemed is correct. This is not a product of fascism or being caused by the rise of fascism. This has been an issue since before Trump got elected. Heroin chic existed in the 90s under a Democratic president. Our boomer
Oh, so it's not fascism then. Okay, thank you. Video over.
Parents are almond moms with fucked up relationships with food and their bodies because beauty standards in the 50s and 60s were so specific that weighing 10 to 15 pounds more or less than you should would lead to ridicule and public shaming. That our fascist overlords can get away with more because we're all starving ourselves into oblivion is merely a happy coincidence.
Alan Poe, 17, $5 super chat. These people want to fight fascism, but while fat and weak. Good luck with that, you goopers. It won't end well, but go right ahead. I love a good laugh. Thank you. And also, like, people act like shit, like the food wasn't healthy, or we weren't eating unhealthily back in the day, or we weren't unhealthy as shit back in the days, like the 30s, 40s, 50s, like acting like people weren't eating bacon by the fucking handful. Bacon, sausage, pancake, like eating full course, like breakfast. We didn't have sugary cereal and shit like that. Like, people act like we weren't doing unhealthy shit way back in the day. We were like smoking like crazy. Like, smoking was hella prominent back then. There's just shit we just didn't know. Or we didn't really... I don't think it's all just like, oh, it's a conspiracy, or like, oh, it's like because we prioritize thinness. Like, no, some shit we just didn't know. Sometimes it's just shit we just don't know. Like, it was a combination of two things. Some people tried to be thin and they did it the wrong fucking way, and some people thought, oh, well, some people were like, oh, you know what? Eating nothing but red meat is actually, just fine. Nothing but red meat, nothing but raw meat. There's some people just do shit the wrong way.
Of years of conditioning us to police each other over health. That RFK Jr. was able to capitalize on years of crunchy granola liberals falling down the Maha pipeline into anti-vax land, where health has been twisted and contorted to fit an anti-science worldview, one that is based...
Well, that nigga's 70 years old and can do several chin-ups very quickly. And I bet you can't even do fucking one, so... It's 70 fucking years old.
Partially on well-founded fears that our world is full of contaminants from major corporations that don't care about our health, and partially on conspiracy theories and pseudoscience. It's not a...
Also, corporations they're not against us now. See, I love how they like to pick and choose when billionaires and when corporations and when we're under a fascist regime, when they find it convenient. I love how like they push that shit when they find it convenient, and then when it's not convenient, they're like, "That's just a conspiracy theory. Corporations love us. That's not real."
Plan formulated by the Trump regime, but instead the Trump regime thriving where body and health policing has already taken hold. This racism, this patriarchy telling us to stay small and quiet, this was all already within us. Fascism just stepped in and said, how can I exploit this? So while I do love to blame the fascists for the ills currently being inflicted...
Of course you do, because you're a fucking idiot.
...in this country.
And you're an addict. This is addict fucking behavior. You're a faddict. A faddict. Hashtag faddict. Please make that a thing. You're a faddict. You make so many goddamn excuses. It's just like I said, it's no different from someone who smokes crack or does a drug or anything. They'll make every fucking excuse. Oh, I ain't got no problem. Ain't nothing wrong with me. It's y'all that's the problem. I didn't steal that shit so I could get so I could DoorDash some burritos. Y'all didn't see that. You didn't see that shit. Oh my god, this reminds me of that Caleb Hammer. I think he was talking to some bitch who was she had money problems, but it turns out she DoorDashed like 50K in like I forgot how much it was. I don't know if it was in a few months or a year or some shit. And then you look at shit like that, like that's just like the hidden world that motherfuckers like her don't want you to see. They don't want you to see them spending thousands of dollars on DoorDashing every fucking meal they eat a day. Because you know she does. You know she fucking does. How many times y'all make a home cooked meal for yourselves? Like, fucking be honest.
This one can be blamed on something else, something that implanted itself in America long before today's fascist takeover. Say it with me, neoliberalism. Okay, stick with me here. Mid-century America saw post-war prosperity and a blossoming middle class. That, combined with free market neoliberalism, to emphasize the individual, the entrepreneur, the bootstrapper, the American dream, the self-reliant individual who relies on their own dedication and hard work, letting the state off the hook for providing much of anything. That was put on steroids thanks to, say it with me, Ronald fucking Reagan, who brought rugged cowboy individualism to the White House and sold America on the lie of trickle-down economics, deregulating industries from sea to shining sea, leading to the monopolistic, deregulated hellscape that has catapulted the wealth of the 1% into the stratosphere while leaving the rest of us with stagnant wages, a predatory health insurance industry, and a depleted housing market. Thanks to that deregulation and the rampant capitalism of the last century, we are now sicker than we've ever been, and we can't trust businesses or our government.
We're sicker than we've ever been. Could that have anything to do with what RFK was talking about? We're sicker than we've ever been. No, yeah, it's because of fascism. Not because of all the preservatives and all the fucked up shit that we have in our food. It's not because of all the shit that RFK was like warning us about. What was that fucking like red 40 or red 30, red something? It was like one of those fucking food dyes that he wanted to take out of food because I think it caused, like he suspected it caused autism or something. It was some shit. It's been a while since I've read this, but we're sicker than we've ever been. Could that have anything to do with the food we've been eating, bitch? And how much of it we've been eating? No, of course not, because you're a fat addict. Of course you're not gonna fucking cop to that shit.
Government to do anything about it. But thanks to that rugged individualism, it's actually all our fault as individuals if we can't.
Oh, somebody point out, not JCS. Can we do a Caleb Hammer stream at some point? So many financially incompetent people, so much cringe, be a gold mine. Yeah, you know what? We will do that. And I'm gonna do a whole NOC based on that because I do like, even though I have my reservations about his show, I think it is kind of scripted. That's just to me. From what I've observed, it doesn't feel like a real show. It doesn't feel, every time I see it, it's like, I'm thinking, is this motherfucker acting? It feels like acting. It feels like I'm looking at two actors going at it. Whatever. It still looks entertaining though. And I think we will take a little look at that. I do want to do one more stream before the holidays hits. Because I know I'm going to be fucking just chilling out. And I still have to finish a video during that off time anyway. So Billy F 93 $4.99 super chat. This makes me think of the crackhead on the Boondocks. Can you please give me the cake? I was supposed to pick up my daughter from school 8 hours ago. Holly Fauci. Red 38. Yeah, that might red 40. No, yeah, you know what? Gray homie's right. It was red 40. Alan Poe 17 $2 super chat. Eat the rich. How many calories in a billionaire? Ace Detective 7280. Reagan has been out of office for more than 30 years and has been worm food for more than 20. Move on.
Literally, the impossible societal odds and just be healthy. Much like MAGA today and Reagan last century taught us to fear the welfare queens and the immigrants mooching off the system.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, the thing is with with Trump, at least he'll tell you who the fuck is responsible for putting them here. And they'll tell us who in charge is responsible for that shit. He's not just going to smokescreen that shit and be like, well, I don't know where they're coming from. I just know they here and you should hate them. He points it out like, okay, here's what they're involved in. Here's the money that's changing hands. Here's the organizations that they take advantage of. Here's the programs that they're getting money out of. Like it's not like he's just hand waving the shit. Like, oh yeah, immigrants and like immigrants and whoever the fuck else I can think of, whatever. Allie the Wolf Cat $5 super chat while she's busy pointing the finger at others. The 3 other fingers are pointing back at her. 3 Paragon $5 super chat. According to her logic, gyms are Nazi training camps. Oh, I'm sure they are to her. Alan Poe 17 $2 super chat. Am I gonna die? I'm drinking Mountain Dew Code Red. I don't know if they've changed that red dye thing yet. I don't know if that's a thing yet, but I'm gonna look it up.
Anyone who is unhealthy because of anything that might be attributable to lifestyle choices is simply mooching off the system because of their own ignorance, stupidity, and laziness.
Yes. Like, y'all remember my EBT stream? Come on now. Of course, it's not all poor people, of course, but it's enough to where it's a problem and we need to fucking fix it. Because, like I said, COVID fucked up a lot of people. And that's just, like, financially, but also, like, socially, mentally. Motherfuckers have been becoming more and more whiny and entitled ever since COVID. And just lapsing, like, just embracing laziness and embracing antisocial behavior. It's just like, ugh. We need to fix that shit. And the first step in fixing it is to cut off the people taking advantage of benefits.
And listen, let me acknowledge, there is definitely personal agency when it comes to your individual health. I'm not saying people are just the hopeless, hapless results of their environment and they should just lay down and accept the nihilism of their situation. Moving your body more and eating vegetables is a conscious choice that some people can make, but it is the oversimplification of being healthy. It is ableist as fuck to decide that everyone can just choose health. And
yes, everyone can just choose health. Stop playing. I remember there's this one movie, right? It's called 12 and Holding, right? It's about a group of 12-year-olds who go through different trials and tribulations. You know, the usual. It's the usual. Oh my god, it's one of those. The word is in my head and it keeps slipping out. Jesus Christ. It's like where young people go through a lot of stuff. God damn it. But it's one of those movies where young people go through a lot of shit. And there was one kid who was fat, right? He got picked on. He couldn't keep up with people. Like he had some health scare. I forgot what it was, but it was some kind of health scare. And then like a coach came up to him and said, "Oh, coming of age story." That's what I meant to say. Coming of age. That's what I meant to say. Never, but getting off that. A fucking football coach went to him and said, "Hey, look, if you work out a little bit, you can join this team. And they can use that size of yours to good use. Blah, blah, blah. You just need to, not be fat. You need to work off that." And then what he did was, because his whole family was fat. Like they encouraged him to eat a lot of bullshit, a lot of greasy shit. They were all like a bunch of fucking hogs in that family. But he separated himself from them. He started off with just eating apples. It was just as simple as him starting, he made a choice, like instead of going for like the sugary bullshit he usually goes for, he's just started eating apples. And that's how it started. And then he started jogging and eating more healthy stuff and jogging some more and doing more health and fitness shit. It was great. It was a great fucking plot line in that movie. And then the parents, especially the mother, she was a total like bitch, of course. She was a total bitch about it, of course. She would try to get him like, come on, be with your family and eat more bullshit. Because she was low-key fucking jealous of the success he was making with his whole weight loss thing. And he was doing it, like I said, he was doing it all by himself. Like, his parents did not fucking help. They were no help whatsoever. All this kid had to do was stop eating bullshit and exercising. Oh, wait. Burst, $5 super chat. In the world she claims to live in, the Wolf Brigade would have broken her door down with 5 minutes into this video. Everybody's telling me coming of age. See, the chat is so fucking behind because of that internet problem we had earlier. But yeah, excuse me, I meant coming of age. Cynical person 161. Dogs, damn, Jay. Well, you got them in the movie. They were portrayed as like these like really gross fat people. Like they were like these stereotypical fat American people. Like, yeah, I mean, you'd be saying the same thing I'm saying if you saw the movie. Alan Poe 17, $5 super chat. Red 40 causes autism. What if I have autism and drink Mountain Dew code red? Will I be able to recite all Pokemon backwards and in Latin? Supertism. It might not have been autism. It might have been something else. I'm not entirely I totally fucking forgot. It's been a while since I read up on it. Blue River 2443 $1.99 super chat. But Jay, how will Deshaun have his medicinal Cheetos?
Self-righteousness with which healthy people speak about unhealthy people, the moral judgment placed on people who are unhealthy, and assuming that body weight is the best test of someone's worthiness for...
It's not really a moral judgment. Not really. It's more of a... maybe it is a moral judgment, but even if it is, who fucking cares? Like, yeah, you shouldn't be that fucking fat. You're killing yourself. I mean, I guess it is a moral judgment. I mean, I think maybe I was afraid of like going there with like putting a moral stance on it because it seemed a little, yeah. But no, I think it is a moral stance, and I think it's perfectly fucking fine. Because technically, you are hurting yourself, and hurting others is fucking immoral. So yeah, maybe it is a moral judgment. It's a moral judgment. Fuck it, and that's okay, bitch. Again, you should not be pouring gasoline down your throat. Sorry.
Empathy, that shit is toxic, and it mirrors the thing.
Pip 9/11. What movie is that? It's called 12 and Holding. It's got who's starring in that? Jeremy Renner starring in it. A very young Jeremy Renner. He's like a firefighter in that movie who he saw some people die and he's got like trauma, and one of the kids' mother is a shrink who's treating him for it, and one of the kids develops a crush on him. And that's a little uncomfortable too. I want to say why. I'd rather have y'all go see the movie.
Thinking and worldview of fascists. It helps to normalize seeing certain people as more worthy than others, as worth more than others. And that is the central tenet of fascism. That is what leads to people getting kidnapped off the streets into unmarked vans because they speak Spanish or maybe don't have their documents in order, which is not—
Get fucked. Get fucked. There are kids being dragged off the street because they speak Spanish. Get the fuck out of here. You're making shit up now. They're not gonna pick... You think they're fucking kidnapping kids? Which there's no proof of, by the way. Like I said, you're just making shit up because... Well, it sounds true. Because I hate authority figures. Or anyone who upholds the fucking law. Because I'm a fucking moral degenerate. So of course that had to have happened. Anything good is bad.
Not a criminal offense, by the way, but we are able to look the other way because we are more worthy. We were born here. We aren't criminals.
Stale cheese 7273. Doesn't Tylenol supposedly cause autism? Yeah, it's Tylenol that causes autism. Red 40 it's something else. It fucks with something else, but I can't remember what it was. But yeah, Tylenol is the autism thing.
We're more human than they are. And the capitalists and the billionaires and major corporate shareholders benefit no matter what, no matter who's in office, because this creates impossible standards that we are all chasing, that we are willing to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars to attempt to attain. And all they have to do is tap into that desire and promise us a cure. So that when Ozempic, the miracle weight loss drug, comes onto the market, promising to fix all our ailments, to give us the thinness we so deeply desire so that we can finally prove our worth, well, the perfect storm is already there, and the drug manufacturers are simply cashing in. And it is us, online, in the comment sections, in our communities, doing the policing work that benefits the fascists and the capitalists by commenting endlessly on whether or not people are living up to.
And let's be real, bitch, you're gonna be next in the troop of fatties who hypocritical fatties. No, yeah, you're gonna be. Wait, let me rephrase that. You're gonna be in the same troop of hypocrites who get those fucking shots because you can't wolf down 2 rows of Oreos a day anymore. Let's be real. You're gonna be the next one. You're gonna be the next fucking one, just like Lizzo. There's like Lizzo and that little bitch Amy Schumer who just divorced her husband after losing weight, by the way. And I don't like Ozempic or any of those shots or anything because I feel like it's cheating, and it's just like, it's cheating, and also it doesn't sound healthy to me. It sounds like, yeah, it's going to be like one of those things that we find out have really debilitating effects that will fuck you up. And plus I heard like effects that are like already associated with Ozempic, like weird bowel movements, people like going days without eating and not even fucking realizing it. Have you seen that bitch? What's her name? Have you seen Kelly Osbourne lately? She looks fucking bad. Terrible. Awful. She looks older than her mother now. If you can believe it. Her mother looks more healthy than her now. And that's how you know she's abusing that shit. Like, a lot of these chicks are going to abuse that shit. You know they are. A lot of them already are. Like, look at, I don't know if Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, I don't know if they're like doing the Ozempic. I think they might be just on drugs. But other people, they're probably gonna end up abusing that shit. Because they think it's just like a get thin quick scheme. Instead of just going to the goddamn gym. They just don't want to do the work. That it's like adjusting your diet and going to the gym. They just don't want to do that. And they think that fucking shot is just going, oh yeah, I'll just need to take this forever and I'll be cool. You gonna take a fucking shot forever? You're not gonna go to the fucking gym? At least, okay, I'll take it until I get down to an ideal weight. Then I'm gonna start going to the gym. Then I'm gonna start doing the work. Like, I would understand it if it was that. If there was a strategy behind the shit. But you know, these bitches, all they gonna do is just keep taking the shit over and over again until they're dead. That's all they're gonna do. Because they can't control themselves because they didn't teach themselves how to control themselves. They just start taking the fucking shot. And a lot of them taking this Ozempic, they have this big head problem. Because they didn't lose the fucking weight naturally. So that, like, whenever they lose all this weight, but their head is still fucking huge. Like Lizzo has this problem. Amy Schumer had this. Like, Amy Schumer took this picture of herself after deleting all her fat pictures, by the way. And her head is fucking huge. The rest of her looks like, oh yeah, if you look at her from the neck down, look like a regular thin chick. But then you look at her head, I'm like, that's not normal. That's not normal at all. The same thing. It happens to every person who doesn't lose weight naturally. The same thing happened to Al Roker when he got his stomach stapled. He had that big ass head problem. I think the same thing happened to Star Jones. She had a big head problem. Oprah had a big head problem. Until she's all evened out now. She's not as big as she used to be, but also she's not thin either. So she kind of evened out. But when you don't lose the shit naturally, you don't look right. You don't fucking look right. Oh yeah, and Kelly Osbourne has the big head problem. She got the big head problem too. Alan Poe 17, $5 super chat. It's got to be Red 40. I feel myself become more spazzy with every sip. Anyway, who wants to talk about trains for hours on end? Oh no, it's starting. Thank you, Alan. A cynical person. I have a feeling in the next decade, people who use Ozempic are going to have some sort of health complication. Oh yeah, 100%. I think that's definitely going to happen. It's already technically happening, in my opinion. Look at, like I said, Kelly Osbourne does not look good. She looks bad.
To the healthy ideals.
Oh, Ephraim Winslow. Didn't Ozempic make a few people go blind? Yeah, actually, Robbie Williams said he started to go blind taking that shit. And then he had to stop. But everybody's like kind of like burying his story because they want to keep selling this shit. But I think he came out in an article and said that shit was making me go blind. Because remember, that shit is supposed to be for people with diabetes. You're not supposed to be taking that shit.
Morally supposed to live up to, including Ariana Grande and
Stale Cheese 7273. They develop what I like to call Ozempic blockhead syndrome.
Cynthia Erivo and Michelle Yeoh, who have gone too far and I'm not sure they're healthy, and therefore they are worthy of criticism, which lets everyone in society watching the conversation unfold know, puts them on notice that if they too step out of line of the ideals of health in either direction, this mob of criticism will...
I thought you said we only criticize fat people. Now we criticize thin people too? I thought you said that they were the paragons of health right now. Why are we criticizing them if we really hate fat people? Bitch, like, keep your fucking arguments straight. You can't even keep your own lies straight.
Come for them too. All this does is help the capitalists accumulate more wealth. Oops, so sorry. Every video lately has turned into a Marxist criticism, but yeah, here we are. Your obsession with policing the health of everyone around you only reinforces the narrative that individuals are solely to blame if they fall outside.
Yes, individuals are solely to blame for their individual circumstances. The fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, bitch! Individuals are... What you're saying is individuals are responsible for their individuals? Yes! Yes! Are you fucking serious? No, every problem in my life has something to do with some system trying to oppress me. I dare any of these motherfuckers to go to a third world country. Just for like a week. Just to see. Just to see how the other part of the world lives. Just for a second.
The confines of what you think is healthy. And in fact, what you think is healthy has been dictated mostly by centuries of men just making shit up, usually influenced by the patriarchy.
Like I said before, everybody makes shit up. The constellations were made the fuck up. Like all health, all like cancer, everything is made up. What the fuck you talking about? That shit does not count when it's something that's actually certifiable. Something that's actually like tangible and makes sense. You can say that for like, I don't know, what do you call it? Scientology. Somebody, that ain't nothing. Somebody made that shit up. Like, you can say that about that. Scientology, The Secrets, that fucking book about manifestation from a long time ago. You can say that about gobbledygook, but not about something that is certifiably fucking true. That's not how that works.
Or racism, or both. And therefore, it is up to individuals to force themselves to conform to these body standards. And if they can't manage to do that, then they are bad and lazy. Because the end goal isn't really health. Because if these people policing other people's bodies genuinely cared about their health, that would require a level of empathy that people seem incapable of extending to those who have been othered, those seen as morally reprehensible because they aren't healthy. And it abdicates the state's...
Well, yeah. Like I said, my 600-pound life destroys all of this. It destroys this whole fucking... destroys any bit of body positivity rhetoric. You watch that shit and how they fucking behave when they get called out, and you be like, yeah, these people are morally reprehensible. Fuck them. I mean, not the ones who actually got thin and got better. But there are plenty of them who got fat and who were combative, who were like addicts. They were combative, they were fighting progress all the way through, being shitty to everyone they loved if they didn't give them what they fucking wanted, and kept them away from accountability. Because that's how fucking addicts acts. So yeah, if you're an addict, you're fucking usually an addict is morally fucking reprehensible. Addict behavior is what's the word I want to use? I hope I don't get stuck too hard this time. But addict behavior is deplorable. It's hedonistic, and what's the other word? It's degenerate. Yeah, that's the word I want to use. It's degenerate fucking behavior. Period. Yeah, it's not good.
Responsibility to provide for its people the basics necessary to sustain life, which is what I think the state
stale cheese. Ozempic also gives people sunken eyes.
Ought to be responsible for. But for capitalists, the primary usefulness of the state lies in its ability to protect.
Idiotocin, $4.99 super chat. She's gone from fat people can be healthy to fat people can be healthy to being healthy doesn't matter to capitalism is making us unhealthy to don't say society made Ariana unhealthy. She's all over the place. If she told me she scripted this video, I'd be like, no, you didn't. No, you fucking didn't. Depresso, espresso. I think Charlie Kirk was right. We don't need empathy. Yeah, it's one of those buzzwords that was created by like therapy culture, and like it's just a bunch of fucking horseshit because people do not believe in empathy the way it should be. They don't implement it the way it should be implemented. You know what I mean? So it's just some superficial word people throw out there. It's just like what empathy means to people like her is like, just let me do what the fuck I want to do. And if you don't, then you lack empathy. Like, you don't understand me. You don't get it.
Property and nothing else. So by assigning blame to individuals and letting the state off the hook, you are playing into the hands of the...
Like, I'm not saying that the Ozempic thing isn't fucking sketchy as hell and that drug corporations aren't going to be making money off of the suffering of some people, and it's not going to end up being a huge catastrophe in a few years where they're getting sued up the ass for just for letting people foolishly get involved with a diabetes drug. But then again, people already knew it was a diabetes drug. It's like people are just fucking, like, they just see the results and they can't help themselves. It's not like they weren't warned by many people already. But at the same time, yeah, of course it is sketchy that people are just putting this out there like it's a weight loss drug instead of being like, no, actually it's a diabetes drug and we're going to limit this shit for people who have diabetes, and your fat asses need to get out there on some bikes, go to the gym, eat less, eat healthy, and like do it that way. Fuck y'all.
Who say, yes, good, shrink the state so that I can continue to exploit people's labor and pay no taxes while everyone who works for me remains just sick enough to be too tired to organize against...
Shrink the state?
Me, but with just enough access to modern medicine to remain alive, to continue to labor for me because they have to, because otherwise they will have no health insurance and no home. And oops, here we are, back where every single episode has ended lately, and that is class struggle. Hello, a person can be perfectly healthy and also technically obese based on their BMI.
No, bitch. No. Your fucking fat is not supposed to overwhelm your skeleton. That is never fucking healthy. And it's not supposed to fucking crush your organs. It's not supposed to, like, your fat is not supposed to overwhelm your organs and your bones. And as soon as your weight does that, you fucking unhealthy bitch. Stop playing.
Not a person is healthy does not and should not determine their worthiness for empathy and respect. You can be the epitome of health and die of a heart attack tomorrow. You can struggle to maintain your...
That doesn't mean shit. That's an outlier, by the way. You can be perfectly healthy and die of a heart attack tomorrow. Like, yeah, if you took the COVID shot. Yeah, you can definitely have a heart attack tomorrow. Seems to be happening a lot. I heard, like, recently, Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover, had several strokes. He has several strokes, and I think something else too. But like, yeah, he has several strokes, and that nigga is fit and young, and no one can explain how the fuck it happened. But I think we have an idea of what might have happened, why it might have, and what might have caused that. This is the hunch, though. But a lot of these celebrities were going around taking that COVID shot, and they were, not, of course, without any skepticism whatsoever, because they're fucking stooges. But if, then again, he also is black, so you have to factor that in. We a lot of us have history, like families with a history of high blood pressure, diabetes, and all that shit. So who knows? It could be that too. I don't know. But like I said, celebrities and that COVID, a lot of celebrities are just dropping dead out of nowhere for some reason. Billy F93, $4.99 super chat. Truth be told, I'm around 300 pounds and I struggle with losing weight. I think I'll buy a treadmill with my next paycheck to help me. Oh, good, Billy F. Also, what helps is like eating mostly home cooked meals and not processed shit either. Not like microwaving shit. I mean like making a meal. Home cooked meal. Because I didn't think, because I thought food was food. And it's like, as long as you just eat a little bit of something, you won't get fat. But no, if you transition from like fast food to home cooked meals, that is a lot better for you. And of course, like not overeating.
Health through no fault of your own. There are so many...
Oh, Al Fluff. Oh, Fluff. Oh, I can't stand this new chat system. I can't stand it. Al Fluff. Donald has a hole in his heart. Oh. Yeah, that sucks. Jesus. McForks, he had a stroke because his music sucks. That's so mean.
Huge industries that depend on keeping us unhealthy in order to make their money.
Oh, corporations keeping us unhealthy. What corporations? They want to keep us unhealthy? But she's not going to call out, see, like RFK, she's not going to be like, she's not going to do what RFK did and call out the food industry for like putting a bunch of additives, chemicals, and shit that doesn't belong in food to keep us addicted to the shit, keep us addicted to sugar. She's not going to point that shit out. She's not going to point that. She thinks only thin people are the ones who are unhealthy. And then she's vague about, well, it's like these thin people drugs make us unhealthy and other stuff that I won't get into because I'm afraid to have any kind of accountability for the fact that I'm fat. Like everything RFK and everyone who works with Trump says is a conspiracy theory and bad science, but we're sicker than ever, and which is what RFK pointed out, and I can't find the fucking the tie-in between those two things. It's like, ugh. Delusional as hell. Just delusional as fuck. Keith Kogan is life. $6.99 super chat. That's not being empathetic. Being straightforward, firm, and not coddle into their victim mindset is true. Oh, Joey Joester. What's up? Member of the Long Bros. Are you going to check out that Trans Minor movie? Yes, I am. There's actually a version of it, I think, already out. That's been out since June of last year. Or this year, I think. But I'm going to wait until... Because they said it comes out officially on Netflix on the 19th. I'm going to wait for that. Because apparently it's when it comes out, it's going to be dubbed. And I know it's going to be funny as hell. So I'm going to wait for the dubbed version of the movie. And then I'm going to react to that one. Because I don't want to react to the one in Spanish. I'm going to wait for the dubbed version. Because I know that's going to be fucking funny.
that the odds are frankly
Charlie
stacked
Stevenson, the
against
pharmaceutical industry? I mean, yeah, she could. I know she means them. But, like, that's not the reason we're sicker than ever, and she knows that. They're like, yeah, that's one reason. That's one industry we can blame for this shit. But there's also, like I said, the food industry where we need to blame for some of this shit. But she's not gonna mention that, because then she gotta call out fat people and tell fat people to stop eating so much bullshit. And she's not gonna do that.
us. You actually can't tell a person's health by just looking at them. That's literally why we have doctors.
I've talked about this a long time ago. Yes, you can tell what if someone, like I said before, if someone has like a tumor poking, a giant cantaloupe-sized tumor poking at the side of their fucking head, is that person healthy? Are they healthy or are they not healthy? Like wrong, right or wrong answers only. I don't care. But yeah, when you see a person with a big ass fucking tumor poking out of their head, are they healthy or unhealthy? I would say that they were fucking unhealthy. So if you see someone, you can tell just by looking. But we can tell by looking at Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande that they're unhealthy, right? Oh yeah, we can look at them and tell that they're unhealthy, but not people like Lizzo, how she used to look, or or Oprah, how she used to look, or old school Aretha Franklin. No. There's nothing wrong with them. Oh, Joey Joester. Pedro Pascal's sister is the main star, by the way. Oh, I know. Yeah, I had a little talk about this on Twitter. Yeah, totally not a role that was astroturfed to him due to his familial ties to Pedro Pascal. Totally got that role with his own talent.
Scanners and blood tests and urine tests and DEXA scans and all the other shit we rely on so that doctors can try to see what's actually happening in our bodies, because turns out it's really complex. And while we all fight each other over whether or
most of the time it isn't. Life is not like an episode of fucking House. Okay? Cause like motherfuckers truly like they're so fucking delusional that they think the show House is like real. It's like, oh yeah. Like most of the time it's like some crazy fucking like it's Henry J. Millimax disease. Like get the fuck, like some rare disease nobody's ever fucking heard of. They want it to be that so badly. But sometimes it's just get off your fat ass, exercise and eat less. Sometimes that's all it is. And a lot of the time, and even Amy Schumer admitted this. She was like, when she was like fighting people who were talking shit about her, they said she only reason she divorced her husband because she lost weight, and like that was the whole plan in the beginning, to lose weight and then leave his ass, which it was, let's be real. But then she fired back with, oh no, I had endometritis and that's why I lost weight. I had a disease that I had to treat by losing weight. So she admitted that her losing weight helped her fucking beat that shit. And even chick, what's her name? Tess Hollandaise, that bitch. Even says she has like I did a video on this, and I might leave the link of the video in the description. But I talked about Tess Hollandaise, and she says she had PCOS, and PCOS causes like a spike in male hormones, which fucks up your metabolism and all that shit. And if you're already fat while having PCOS, it actually exacerbates your PCOS. So not only does PCOS like fuck up your weight, if you already are fat, PCOS will already make the weight you already have worse. So like, so I said she's double fucked. But she got divorced from her fucking husband because he probably couldn't stand her fat acceptance bullshit anymore. And she's gotten bigger since the last time I talked about her. If you even thought that was possible. But yeah, she said, I got some health problems, but it's like, but yeah, it has everything to do with the fact that you were fat, honey. Come on. James Hurley, what's a worse series to be tied to forever? Gotham or the Acolyte or Southland? I think the Acolyte, definitely. Come on. Jeremy, I'm gonna just say Jeremy 237. Hey Jay and chat, I saw some of this video and yeah, it's really dumb.
We're healthy enough to deserve empathy or food stamps. Meanwhile, Elon Musk has made $10 million in the time it's taken you to watch this.
I love how she's EBT is empathy. Yeah, that's what EBT is. Empathy bucks. Empathy bucks, you tyrant.
Bodies, because turns out it's really complex. And while we all fight each other over whether or not we're healthy enough to deserve empathy or food stamps, meanwhile, Elon Musk has made $10 million in the time it's taken you to watch this video.
Who gives a shit? Why the fuck is him making money your goddamn business? I can't say it when motherfuckers wallet check people. Unless he's taking money from you, who gives a fuck? With somebody like him, you can choose not to give him money by not buying his cars, not being on X, not using Grok. Like, you can choose not to give him money anytime. But I know your ass got a fucking check mark on X right now. I'll look. I can look right now. Let's see if she got one. Let's see if she got an X account. It's probably not in here. It's probably on her official. No, TikTok, Instagram. Okay. Doesn't look like she's on X. It doesn't look like it. I haven't gotten that deep. I'm just looking at it. Oh, yeah, she is. Hang on. Let's look. Let's see if she got that check mark. And I'm pretty sure you can still generate revenue for X even if you don't have a check mark. I think. I think just by being on it, you're making this nigga money. Okay, she does not. Oh, she lives in Minneapolis. Oh. I wonder if she ever participated in those, those protests. Yeah, she doesn't have a check mark, but still, I think you're still making him money just by being on the site. Just by having an account.
It so fucking is, okay? So what do we do about this? I would challenge you to decenter capitalism from your life as much as possible. That's kind of a major fix.
Decenter capitalism for your life? Okay, well, so delete your YouTube channel, get rid of your or just at least get rid of your monetization, get rid of your Patreon, get rid of whatever links you got for merch, which you do. Here it is. And decentralize yourself from capitalism. So what you're saying is stop making money. Be poor. Don't be shit. And as to disrupt people like me who don't like people who have money, but I also have money, so it's kind of weird for me to be making these complaints to begin with. People like her don't plan on ever being shit, so they just steer right into that shit. It's I'm never gonna be shit. I'm never gonna make money. I'm never gonna be successful. So I might as well just go all in and be a fucking socialist. I ain't never gonna be shit. So I'm gonna pick an ain't shit fucking political ideology. Oh, Dale Cheese. Is she on Blue Sky? You know she's probably on Blue Sky. 100%. But she's also on X. But anyway, yeah. That is the most ain't shit fucking political ideology you could have. I'm never gonna be shit. I'm never gonna generate revenue. I'm never gonna have a job. So I'm gonna be a fucking socialist or a Marxist, whatever, fuck it. Fuck eating.
fix for a lot of the ills of society? Can you borrow the thing instead of buying it? Can you make do with what you already have? Do you actually need the...
Can I borrow instead of buying it? Like, you know, these socialist motherfuckers, they don't factor in for people being human beings. I'm gonna borrow some people's stuff because I don't have shit and I'm a loser. It's like, so a lot of people, you know what? It reminds me of that fucking scene from Friday when Felicia comes over and she asks Smokey to borrow his fucking car. I need to borrow your car right quick. Like, what the hell is that? Some people want to borrow ketchup, even sugar. You want to borrow my car? Man, hell no! Because he knew her crackhead ass wasn't going to bring it back. And plus, it's just like, even if you are a dependable person, it's a really big ask to borrow somebody's fucking car. Cynical person, please buy my merch. And that's the thing, ain't nobody gonna buy her shit. You know, it's nothing but some ugly, like, generic fucking socialist wank clothing.
The thing to begin with when it comes to your body and the impossible standards being set around what is and is not the perfect health that you're supposed to be. That is being capitalized on by various industries to try to sell you shit, whether it's protein powders or greens powders or at-home workout equipment or protein bars or special weight loss programs or weight loss drugs or an at-home infrared sauna from Costco. Like, we are inundated with shit all fucking day because it's our
no, you are, because the algorithm knows you're a big bitch. The algorithm knows you need it, bitch. Like, yeah, we know you're fat, so please do something about it. Alan Poe, $5 super chat. I finished my Mountain Dew Code Red. By the way, the train in Harry Potter was the Jacobite steam train. See? Told you Red 40 causes autism. I'm doomed.
ourselves healthy. And if we don't, then we're bad people. So we're willing to impulse buy shit to try to make it happen. Speaking from experience.
You don't have to impulse buy shit. Just fucking do anything. Move around and eat less.
A lot of the fat phobia that has been ingrained in us, we use to self-police, to shame ourselves.
Self-police. Oh yeah, you mean have personal responsibility over ourselves? Yeah. Because if other people can't police you and you're not doing it, then who the fuck is doing it? Who the fuck is taking care of you? I mean, I'm not saying other people should be doing it, because you should be doing it, but if you're not doing it either, who the fuck is... Like, you're just nothing. You're just like a lump of nothing. You're just nothing. T. Chud Sama, £2 super chat. Hello from the UK. Hello. People think they can regulate me. Well, you're not doing it. Clearly.
And it doesn't work. If shame worked, every fat person would be skinny as hell, okay? Because the society...
no, because there's something called delusion and addict behavior, like I said. Yeah, shame doesn't work on an addict. It can work on someone who's ready to fucking change. Oh, shoe on head, what the fuck? Shoe on head, 1999 super chat, redistributing the wealth. Thank you, shoe. But like I'm saying, it's like, I don't want to be policed. It's like, well, you're not doing it. Who the fuck else? And like I said, hey, but you want the government to pay for shit for you. You want them to wipe your ass, tuck you in at night, do everything for you, and like make sure you're nice and comfortable. But then you don't want to pay them back with doing what they want you to do. But you want them to be all up in your shit. But then when it comes time to act accordingly, then you don't want to do it. That doesn't sound fair. I'm not saying like the government should regulate everything, but I'm just saying she wants the regulations. She wants the government to do everything for her. She wants the government to be all up in her shit. But then she don't want to pay back for that service. But that's what happens when government is big, and then you want them to pay for your rent, you want them to pay for everything, but you don't want like the consequences that come from that. Interesting. I say, I'm not saying the government, we should have big government and they should be up our ass. I'm just saying this bitch wants it. And motherfuckers like her want it, even though they don't say it out loud. They just say everything else that means that. But they don't want any of the consequences that come with it. See, but that's what happens when you want the government all up in your fucking life. But anyway, as I was saying, like, yeah, you cannot regulate an addict. They can only regulate themselves. There's a lot of force that goes into fixing an addict. And like I said, sometimes you just need to let it go. Like, not because, oh, it's so immoral to police people's health and no, it's just because they're fucking addicts. Just let them learn the hard way. Let them fucking learn the hard way. Oh, Shoehead, the way these people talk is so funny. They all speak the same. They all talk to their audience like children. Yeah! And they all speak in like circular logic. They go back and forth between saying something totally illogical and then backtracking and like, oh, well, I don't mean that. But yeah, I do mean that. It's taking me back to 2015.
Society provides enough shame to go around, and yet we have an incredibly unhealthy population. So a major step is also trying...
Oh, unhealthy, but why? Why unhealthy? Why? What could possibly be making them unhealthy? And don't tell me it's just drugs. Like, no, it's not just the fucking pharmaceutical company. Get the fuck out of here. It ain't just them.
Contend with the preconceived notions you have about your own worth inside your own head. Food deserts, childhood trauma, stress, anxiety...
Food deserts, childhood trauma. Food deserts.
The productivity from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day. None of this...
Wait, go back. I want to hear all that.
...have about your own worth inside your own head. Food deserts, childhood trauma, stress, anxiety, expectations of productivity from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day.
Oh, you expect me to do something 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.? How many hours is that? 9 a.m. 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 9 hours out of a 24-hour day. You expect me to do something for that long? I have a newsflash for you, sweetie. I'm sure your parents did things for a lot longer than that to make the money so you could have this generic-ass background. Because I know your parents are paying for something for you.
None of this is conducive to being healthy. The food industry spends billions of dollars every year on food science that is literally specially formulated to fuck with your lizard brain so that you cannot stop eating even when you want to.
I thought you said that was bullshit and RFK was making that up. You said that was bullshit. You said RFK was lying. He was making that up. He's just some stupid old man who's lying. It was like peddling conspiracy theories and junk science. So now you're saying that, huh? You foolish. See, this should have way more downvotes than it does.
System is specially formulated to make you ill and then make you feel bad for being ill. And the standards of health that we are all being...
But yeah, it's not all the fucking food's fault. There are people who do not eat the shit and can stay within healthy means, exercise and all that shit. There's no excuse for that. Like, yeah, you can blame the government and like the government or like the food or like food industry and all that, and there is work to be done there, but at the same time, you could just not eat the shit. Like, I don't eat cereal as nearly as much as I used to because of how groggy and like, I said this before, but because of how drowsy it would make me, because of how lethargic it would make me. When I was young, it was like, oh yeah, I'll just eat a little cereal, get that sugar boost, and I'm good for the whole fucking day. And then I got a little older. It was like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. I start eating eggs and bacon in the fucking morning.
Held to were largely made up and based off of centuries of misogyny, eugenics, and racism. That is so much to consider.
Especially racism, because I love using racism to legitimize my fucking shitty points. I love using blacks for shields.
And it's okay if your relationship with your health and your body varies from day to day. It's okay if you can't overcome the entire system while you're actively being oppressed by it. Health.
I can't overcome the system. Oh, I bet money her parents are fucking paying for her entire lifestyle. I bet. Oh, I'm being oppressed. I'm oppressed. I'm so oppressed. Like, y'all don't know what these fucking words mean. Y'all really don't know what they mean. Because you don't have anything to compare the lifestyle you have now to actual fucking oppression. You have no fucking clue what you are talking about. And of course, they'll go back and say, oh, what about the 60s? You didn't live back then, bitch. You didn't live that shit. You didn't live slavery. You didn't live that. So what the fuck you talking about? You don't know what that is. You clearly don't know what that is.
Looks different for different people. You are not a moral failure if you don't.
I love how these motherfuckers talk. Things look differently for different people, as if that's like justification for being out of touch. Like okay, you may not be oppressed, but I am definitely oppressed. Depression looks different for everybody. Like, no, it isn't. It's one simple fucking thing. It's one, like, very stark, simple thing. Like, it's very simple. Can you make this video without being censored? Yes. Can you make this video without it being taken off, the internet, or without being jailed? Yes. Which means you are not oppressed. Get the fuck out of here.
Up to the made-up health standards, and you deserve to feel good about yourself no matter what you look like.
Mario critique. Can this video be over? I'm gonna try to stop pausing it so much.
You do not owe anyone your health. You also deserve to have the tools to have agency over your own health, and that is not easy to attain the way the world is currently set up, and that fucking sucks. But you also do have some agency. This is a yes and situation.
Oh, but you also do have some agency, even though you're living under a dictatorship and you're oppressed, and you do have some agency. Like, I hate this shit.
Hurdles and bullshit, and also work towards feeling better in our bodies if we do not feel healthy. Whether or not you choose to do so does not make you morally superior or inferior, however.
Kind of does sometimes.
I personally have worked through my relationship with my body with a therapist and some EMDR
Therapist? How do I not be fat? Please tell me, person. I can't believe you actually paying a nigga to tell you that, oh yeah, it's okay for you to be fat. Work through the fat. Work through the fat, darling. Okay, wait a minute. What sessions did she say? I want to look that up.
Personally have worked through my relationship with my body with a therapist and some EMDR sessions, which is
EMDR sessions. She probably explains it, but I don't give a fuck. EMDR therapy. Eye movement desensitization. And reprocessing, a trauma-focused psychotherapy that helps people process distressing life events. Enabling the brain to heal from emotional distress, primarily used for PTSD, but also anxiety and depression, using bilateral stimulation like eye movements, taps, or sounds, while recalling traumatic memories, helping to reduce their negative impact without extensive retelling. That sounds like, I'm not even gonna lie, bullshit. Bilateral stimulation, the core of EMDR involves alternating left and right stimulation, eye movements, hand tap sounds, while the client focuses on a traumatic memory. That sounds like total fucking wank. That honestly sounds like fucking bullshit. I'm not even gonna read no more. That sounds... No, that doesn't sound right.
a privilege not many people have access to, but if you do, I highly recommend unpacking the self-loathing, perfectionism, and self-policing that comes with especially being a woman in this fucking cesspool. And then I have found spite.
Oh yeah, this cesspool where you can wear gender critical and like gender provocative shirts, and like I said, not be jailed or beaten in the fucking street. Or like acid attacked. But then again, depending on what state you're in, you might be almost there. You might get the oppression you want, bitch. Pretty soon. I don't know. Maybe.
to be an incredibly motivating factor when it comes to my health. Like, I do it for me too, but learning about how the BMI scale was just invented by some dude and was never meant to be an individual indicator.
It was just invented by some dude. A lot of things were just invented by some fucking dude. A lot like the fucking Mac that I know you use to edit your shitty ass videos.
Anything.
The Mac was created by just some fucking... The Mac was created by just some fucking dude. The fuck you talking about? Cynical person, not Jay laughing. Because it's just... And especially like the treatment she said that she used. Like, it doesn't even... It sounds like fucking pseudoscientific bullshit.
Society places worth on individuals based...
Oh, Alan Poe, $17 $2 super chat. Calories aren't Pokemon. Don't catch them all, folks.
Based on body type, learning about how white nationalism benefits from enforcing gender norms wherein women should be small but not so small because we have to be healthy because we must bear the Aryan children. All of that
What the fuck? Yeah, no, you're not in therapy because you've had a traumatic experience. Well, no. Fuck it. You probably didn't have a traumatic experience that made you this fucking stupid. That made you this frantic. And, that made you this... radicalized. Because like every time a bitch who says some dumb shit like this, who says they're in therapy, like, yeah, of course you are. You sound like you need it, bitch. It sounds like it's not working. Blue River 2443 $1.99 super chat. This Caucasian ham be like, Trump make me fat. You know what? Ooh, I remember that video of these fat black chicks who said they were fat because they lived in the Trump era. I gotta find that video. We gotta watch that before I get the fuck out of here. Yeah, so let's hurry up and wrap this shit up. I want to find that video because that was funny as hell.
Inspiring to never have children and instead spend my life figuring out how to be able to deadlift a small vehicle. You know what I mean? I also have hypermobility and experience joint pain no matter what my weight is. So I'm on a mission to...
Oh, no matter what my weight is, weight got nothing to do with it. Okay. Have you ever been small? You got something to compare that to? You got a weight to compare that to? I don't think you've ever been tiny, but
figure out how much muscle it takes to no longer experience joint pain, which may not be within my control, but also makes me acutely aware of the aging process and concerned with having mobility well into my old age. So I try to extend myself empathy while also maintaining a sense of hope and agency over what I can control and my own wellness and over feeling good in my body while maintaining realistic...
Yeah, feeling good, because that's what all therapy is now, just to make you feel good with the circumstances you are in. Not changing anything. Just like they just make you feel good about being a piece of shit. They don't want you to change shit because then they don't make any money.
Expectations and not buying into the unrealistic...
Gray homie, could somebody tell me what this has to do with Revo and Grande? Nothing.
Standards for health or thinness. And that's a lot to juggle, and I often really struggle with all of that. But doing that work inside of yourself means that you will also be less likely to extend that judgment to other people who are likely dealing with things that are not apparent just by looking at them. And once again, we come back to empathy and community as an antidote to the fascist hellhole that is currently engulfed this stupid country. Become ungovernable by showing empathy to yourself and your neighbors, because that's
empathy is just like, yeah, that fucking pop psychiatry fucking word that doesn't mean shit. Idiot Toast and $4.99 super chat, just some fucking guy. That guy made all my favorite video game reviews and all my least favorite favorite game reviews. Alana Pierce taught me all about it. All right, we're gonna stop here because she's on some kind of fucking tear. Black women fat because of Trump. All right, I'm gonna find this fucking video. That was fucking hilarious. But it's the same mentality. It's like, y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of fucking food addicts, and y'all just can't cope with yourselves. That's it. That's it. Oh, come on. Get the fuck out of it. See, you can't see it, but that bitch, YouTube has this thing where if you like search another video while you're looking at another one, it'll just put like a little like a pop-up window on the bottom right hand corner, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Trump's vile rants about fat black women. Yeah, I don't believe he did that. So we're just gonna ignore that shit. Okay, which one is the right one? Because I don't want no bullshit where someone's giving their commentary. I just want the video. This one, this one might be it right here. It's only like a minute long. Come on, hurry up.
When people talk about black women being obese, I hate it because it becomes a way to blame us.
Shit. Come on. Hang on a sec. Hate it when this shit is so fucking slow. Hold on, I want to let it load a little bit because sometimes when you go to another video, it just, it needs to get its shit together.
People talk about black women being obese. I hate it because it becomes a way to blame us for a set of conditions that we didn't create.
What the fuck now? Because I'm tired of your ghetto ass and his gay ass talking to me like I'm dumb. Bitch, I didn't order fries. I ordered ice cream, dumbass. How am I?
We are living.
I think I picked either the wrong video or the right video. I don't know.
In the Trump era.
I ordered ice cream, dumbass. How am I?
We are living in the Trump era.
We need our weave. I don't wear it, but we need it.
No! Oh my god. We need our weave! We don't know where, but we... Get the fuck out of here. Come on.
We need our gas. You moving them around. We need our food.
That black women, when we do the same diets as white women, we lose less weight and we lose it slower, even when we're following the diet than our white women counterparts. And what public health practitioners think is that our stress responses in the body change our metabolism.
I still have cravings. I miss fried chicken. I'm trying to find a way I can eat that.
The bitch is frying chicken in her fucking bedroom. Stop it!
Literally that the racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
All right, wait. I want to watch that one more time because it is funny. This one more time, and then we're gonna end it.
Talk about black women being obese. I hate it because it becomes a way to blame us for a set of conditions that we didn't create.
What the fuck now? Because I'm tired of your ghetto ass and his gay ass talking to me like I'm dumb. Bitch, I didn't order fries. I ordered ice cream, dumbass. How am I?
We are living in the Trump era.
We need our weave. I don't wear it, but we need it. We need our gas. You moving them around. We need our food.
That black women, when we do the same diets as white women, we lose less weight and we lose it slower, even when we're following the diet than our white women counterparts. And what public health practitioners think is that our stress responses in the body change our metabolism.
I still have cravings. I miss fried chicken.
And all these hoes like nodding their fucking heads with her. It's like, yeah, like I'm gonna say something that y'all probably ain't gonna like, but it's like a lot of women are fucking followers. Like this follower, it's like a motherfucker, like clapping fucking seals. It's like, yeah, you're right. 100% you're right. You're totally right. Can't disagree with each other worth a damn. At least not to their faces.
Chicken. I'm trying to find a way I can eat that.
Fire chicken in her bed. Oh boy. Wait, hang on, go back. I can't eat fried chicken no more.
Literally that the racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
All right, we're gonna. Okay, I'm done. We're gonna cap it there. Jesus Christ. The diet don't work for you the same. Or maybe you just like food way too fucking much. And you're way too proud to think there's something even wrong with you because you're a fucking woman. Anyway, yeah. We're gonna cap it there for tonight, guys. Good night. And good evening. I gotta go to, well, not go to bed, but I got stuff I need to do. I need to go to shower, and then I'm gonna go to bed. But yeah, it was fun. Yeah, we're definitely gonna do like a financial audit, Caleb Hammer NOC stream. We're definitely gonna do that. I want to get that. Like I said, I want to get that done before the holidays truly kicks in. So we're probably gonna do it this coming Friday or Saturday. Hopefully, don't hold me to it too much, but hopefully I want to do that. But yeah, I'm out for now, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the super chats. I really fucking appreciate it. Thank you for your comments, well wishes, like engaging in the stream. But yeah, I'm out of here. I'm Audi 5000. Peace. And I'll see you. What I'll do is I'll keep it on my end screen, because of course everybody is like chat is out of sync because of the outage we had earlier. So I'm gonna keep it on the starting or like the be right back screen, even though the fucking stream is gonna end. But yeah, bye guys. See you later. Oh wait, you know what? Before we go, Alan Poe 17, $2 super chat. More rolls than a Golden Corral buffet. Juan Wick 4848, $2 super chat. Thank you, Jay. This video made this. Oh my god, this video made me actually Lamau. You're welcome, and bye. I'm out.